and years since we played. And some of you guys have been longer than others, so I'm going to roll it back a couple sessions just so we're all on the same page here. Let's see, how far back should I go? We'll go back to land on the
very
beach.
large Minotaur vessel.
Oh, we can go back that far too if you prefer, yeah. So as you may or may not remember, you guys basically had you defeated Torvek, who was the absolutely gorgeous Minotaur that was kind of clearly the second in command, even though Zetrix led you guys to believe that he was the second in command after Boda. And he convinced you guys to meet out there at the ship ultimately, and kind of all you were supposed to do was drop off Zetrix and kind of make the exchange, and then he was going to release you guys from your collars. Torvek had different ideas. He didn't believe Zetrix. He blamed Zetrix for Boda's death, and kind of a battle ensued, needless to say. You guys were able to defeat Torvek with the help from a well-placed ballista bolt that caught him in the shoulder, as well as some creative combat methods, and you were able to defeat the boat. Zetrix, kind of at the last minute, through some magic, basically took over the remainder of the crew and was true to his word, released your collars, and said that he'd be in touch, and said if you guys could pave the way for him for his trade routes of his quote-unquote goods, he would appreciate it with Squallhaven, and kind of sent you on your way. You guys decided to head back to Squallhaven because you obviously had arranged with Thorin to meet him about 10 days after your initial fleeing of there. And as you approached the coast, bad things started to happen, if you remember. You guys all were woken up with "It's time" screaming from in your heads with visions of these ghosts, and everybody was taking psychic damage regularly. So you guys decided that based on the fact that the dagger was being insistent and pulling in a direction, and you guys figured out that it couldn't have been that far away based on how far you were traveling, and kind of doing a determination of distance, you decided to head to shore and address that problem first. So you landed on the beach, and as you did so, you came across an encampment. There was a shipwreck and an encampment, and you came across an old journal that seemed to indicate that the owner got infected with something and proceeded to attack and eat the rest of the people that had survived this wreck on shore. You kind of looked around, found a bunch of scale mail armor that had this kind of ichor goo on the inside of it, and a few of them that were torn open. But you continued to follow kind of a game trail through the woods into a swampy area, and eventually came across a single lizard man that was hiding. And because the dagger was pointing in that general direction, I think it was Strider, decided to make a snap decision, took a shot, killed the lizard man on the spot there, and then when he went up to loot the body, all hell broke loose. Multiple lizard men kind of emerged on the top of this plateau and all started to engage and attack you guys. You guys did pretty well holding your own down there, when all of a sudden a figure that you guys immediately recognized, because you guys all had a flash in your mind about it, the ex-captain that you guys were in pursuit of, kind of appeared, although his appearance was quite a bit different than what you guys had seen originally. So he had called you up to the top of the plateau and basically proceeded to tell you that he was the embodiment of a god, and that because of that, you guys needed to do him a favor, and that there was an interloper in the midst, and that some of his flock had started to defect and start worshiping this dragon turtle that you had seen kind of around as you guys walked up. You saw some of the ex-captain's symbols had been crossed out, and there was a makeshift turtle symbol that had been crossed over the top of that. So you guys kind of listened to what he had to say. You were a little snarky and insulting to him, and he had had enough, and unleashed hell again on you guys. Again, you guys did pretty well, held your own, wiped out the majority of the force, and between Whisper, Strider, and Owen, you guys kind of immediately went after the captain again. He morphed into this gigantic black lizard-type creature, and Whisper attempted to take him out by tackling him off the plateau. At that point, Whisper disappeared, and the ex-captain kind of floated up above again. Strider continued to take pot shots at him, and Owen basically jumped on him and started to attack him, grabbing a hold of him. Eventually, you guys got him down to the ground and beheaded him. Just before that happened, he said something to the effect of, "You thought I was going to take over this entire area with just what I had forces-wise," and then seemed to sub in this gigantic lizard reptile creature that proceeded to attack you guys and eat Alundo and almost eat Isla. Actually, Alundo ended up in the creature's belly. You guys thought you had lost Alundo until you split open the stomach and he tumbled out, basically. So, pretty harrowing adventure.
Slide.
Yes, all of the lizard men either died or had kind of vanished off into the trees. The other thing too that kind of popped up that was a little noteworthy is Strider freed this looks like a little kind of strange barbarian small creature. I can show you a picture again if you guys don't remember.
Half, right?
Yeah, pretty small little guy, dressed kind of oddly. Let's see if I can find the picture again real quick here.
Find the picture.
We have it.
You have it already?
Hmm?
Yeah, here it is. Show two players.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, he was the guy in the cage, the dwarf guy, right?
Yeah, he didn't have the battle axe, of course, but he was in the cage, and Strider dropped the dagger in his cage, and then I think one of you unlocked it. I don't remember who it was, but somebody unlocked the cage as well. And then after he helped engage the dinosaur a bit. He actually threw the dagger at the dinosaur, and then kind of in the mix, you guys lost track of him and he vanished. You're not sure where he's at this point, but he was there. And I think that was about it. After that, just kind of as the dinosaur died, Whisper came running back across the top of the plateau from the north, actually. It kind of showed up just as things were ending. And then you guys
all beat to hell.
Yeah, he's pretty beat up. But I think you guys decided at that point you were going to take a short rest. Did I miss anything that you guys can think of, or anything you want clarification on?
Nope.
I don't remember, actually.
Yeah, you. It's kind of an interesting thing for you, Alundo, obviously.
Spent a long time in the belly of a lizard.
Dinosaur. You guys killed the fucking dinosaur.
I guess so.
I killed a god.
He was not a god.
Yeah, I'll give you that much. It was not very godlike.
So
He was not.
what's happening?
What
with
have
the
you
dagger
been-
that was on our Owen's belt now? What's up?
With my what now?
With the dagger that was on your belt, what's it doing?
It's just laying there. It's not pointing anywhere else.
So as you guys kind of emerge or kind of rouse yourselves from this short rest you have, Owen, you look down at your belt. You motion to the dagger at your belt, and you notice now that it's a bastard sword. It's ripped through the scabbard that was in place there, and it's actually the bastard sword you had is gone. and that one is in place in the same scabbard there, but it's ripped right through it altogether. Actually,
I have a bad feeling about this Baba Yaga.
I don't understand.
Oh, curses.
by the way, this is what it looks like, and everybody can see it.
Yikes.
Well, so where is that?
It was once a dagger.
It was.
Where'd you get that from?
Remember, it was the dagger that.
Oh my, Owen, it looks like your sword has grown.
Yeah, it keeps drinking blood.
Oh,
Oh.
what do you mean by drinking blood exactly?
I mean, it tells me that it wants me to kill with it, and then it gets bigger, and it gets nasty if I don't use it to kill things.
Oh wait.
Oh my, that sounds like a rough date.
Does it hurt you if you don't use it?
Yeah. Yeah.
It tells
It
you.
is the Baba Yaga cursed weapon.
So I suppose we better find something worthwhile for you to slaughter every now and again.
Sure.
Hmm.
Unless somebody else wants it.
Can you use it for cooking? If you slaughter an animal, does that count?
I've not tried yet.
When I cast Identify, what did I identify it as?
A vampiric blade.
Well, now,
I just sent.
that sounds precocious.
I just sent you something in text, by the way, Alumna.
Okay. Oh, are you sure you didn't find that from somewhere?
Where did I find that? It came from the. I mean, I think I've always had it.
Wait, you think
You can roll a history check if you'd like to see if you remember. Honestly,
you think you
Play
always
that.
had it?
Play.
What did you do with the dagger?
Yep, it's about right.
I mean,
Always had
it was
Always
a,
had
it was a dagger.
What do you mean it was a dagger?
I mean, the more blood it takes, the bigger it grows.
That
I'm not
sounds
gonna be
like
able to hold it.
Suspicious, yes,
Yeah.
that's what I was thinking. Owen, if you're not telling the truth, why?
What? I always tell the truth. I don't understand.
Maybe. I just kind of walk away.
So is there something you need to tell me? Because I'm a little concerned about this thing.
Oh, and if you're afraid of your sword, I can hold on to it for you.
You want to here? Would you like to?
That
hold
sounds
on?
like you two might need some private time.
Let me get my.
I'll reach out. And take it.
You hand the sword to Strider. Okay.
Sure.
All right, Strider. What do you do with it? Just hold on to it, or what do you do with it?
Or, I mean, first I would just look at it and just saw if I saw anything weird. If it looked like a normal sword, I would just put it in my sheath.
It's finely crafted for sure. It does have a kind of like the picture. It's got a unique pattern to the blade now, which wasn't really there before, by the way, like that scalloped kind of look to it. But you can definitely tell that it's pretty finely crafted. But other than that, it seems to be pretty normal. Otherwise, there's nothing that would indicate that there's something strange about it.
Yeah, I mean, I would leave it equipped to probably try it out the next time to see how it worked.
Sure. Yeah, you put the sword in your scabbard, and as you kind of turn to go about doing something else, all of a sudden you notice that your weight feels like it's shifted slightly. You look down, and the sword is in Owen's scabbard at his side.
Oh, by the teeth of Cersei, what is going on?
Owen, you fool! If you wanted this sword, you didn't have to give it to me. Why did you take it back?
I don't understand what's happening.
Guys, there's a lot of tunnels underneath this plateau.
What's under there?
Yes, but we have something we're discussing here. I think Owen, fess up. What is it about this sword? What haven't you been telling us?
Oh, and look at chat, by the way.
It talks to me in my head and tells me that it wants me to use it to kill things. I don't know what more I need what to tell you.
Ah,
As long as it's not telling you to kill
I
us.
see. So,
You know?
it's a lie.
Not yet.
Well, yeah, yeah, that makes sense.
It was right.
Wait.
It would what now?
Oh, never mind. Don't worry about it. Oh yeah, about the tunnels.
I thought we were about the. Are we done talking? Okay.
Yes. That's a vampire blade. It. Let me look in my notes.
Is
it okay if I look at a vampire? Oh wait.
What happened to the leader guy that Whisper tackled?
He's right now his body is and his head are in two pieces on the ground, kind of off the plateau, where he drifted to the ground, basically under Alondo. But
Okay, did anybody check his body yet? If not, I'd go over and check it.
I don't know if you guys checked it or not, to be honest. So
Yeah, so I would go over there, whichever
I think we
direction.
just-
This direction where I went?
yep, that's where it's at. So
Can
yeah,
you send me the
Go ahead.
stats for the vampire blade too, or
Uh-huh.
whatever I know?
Sure. Not a problem.
Start rummaging through some of the campground and some of the other dead people too before we gather up to go below.
I assume there's two lizard folk that aren't actually alive right there.
Yeah, they ran off.
Yeah, I'll
The X's are
check around to see if there's anything worthwhile.
yeah. You're just gonna start looking through the
Yeah.
lizard folk kind of thing. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I would go raid for the captain first, but yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'll just make sure, they're dead and
I'm
there
keeping
might
my
be things that
eyes
might
and ears
be
out for
useful.
anybody that's maybe spying on us or if there's any reinforcements coming.
Did you do a perception check? I didn't see. Sorry.
Well, I did, but I didn't know if I had to do it with my passive or not.
If you're
Right.
actively looking, you can roll. That's fine.
All right. 13.
Ben, what happened to your cat?
You like that picture? There's a little bit of matting that was happening there, so she decided to cut it like a lion, which is hysterical.
Wow. It's hilarious.
It is hilarious, actually. So
Your cat hates itself right now.
there's no doubt about that. Yeah, here's. Are you going to tell everybody, Sean, or are you going to just send it to you in secret?
You probably should send it to me. Yeah.
All right, there you go. That's what you know.
Okay. Oh, yeah. About your sword, it will heal you when you damage others. But I didn't know about it growing long. It actually kind of concerns me. Are you feeling okay, Owen?
Yeah, I feel all right. Except I'm worried I'm not going to be able to carry it pretty soon.
Why?
It gets too big.
Keeps getting too big. That's awesome.
Oh, wait, but you're quite a large man. I wouldn't worry about that.
I mean, yesterday it was a dagger, so.
I'm afraid if it has other properties, I'm afraid this is something totally different. It might be magic beyond me.
You're pretty good. I mean, that worries me if it's beyond you.
It indeed worries me too, but and it seems you can't get it away. Can I make an Arcana check?
Sure. In the
So-
tower.
In the
Is-
tower.
is there- As they're discussing the blade, I want to look for the enchanted or the cursed dagger from the boat
Okay.
and what it's doing with the body, because we left it with the body, right?
It was on Owen, if you remember, and it's what happened is when Owen got close to it, it basically was pointed directly at its chest. It didn't pierce the skin, and I think Owen took it off. I'm not sure, but if it's off of Owen, it's standing directly straight up on top of the
Okay.
chest.
Yeah, okay. So that's where Strider is right now too. Then.
Yeah, Strider. Okay. You did that wrong, Alundo, because you put 2 pluses in there, so it didn't do anything. But I'll do it manually.
No,
I can
it
add
does it automatically. It did it automatically. The plus, other plus.
Oh, that's weird.
So I'll just put 11.
Okay.
There you go.
Yeah, either one's fine. Okay, cool. All right, awesome. What were you trying to figure out? I'm sorry.
What I would know about this thing, the sword obviously has properties beyond what I can detect. So is there anything I would know about this type of magic that's beyond my ability?
You only because you rolled so ridiculously well. You remember reading in a book just once in passing about blades that were of this vampiric type that were enhanced with other magics, everything from helpful magics to harmful magics, and that there were a few of them that were created by some archmages that were spread about, that were more legend and rumor than anything else, but no one had ever encountered it. But because it was talked about, it had been written down in a book.
I think you could have a blade that is quite powerful. In fact, it could very well be some kind of curse or something. Great magic.
I'm going to create a ring of herbs around myself and do a small dance with some chanting.
Completely understand that. Yes.
And I will shake it off while putting salt all over my body.
Oh, wait, why are you doing that?
You just said it was cursed, so I need to protect myself.
Oh, I guess. I don't know if that would work.
I have been told by wise ladies up and down the coast that this is what you need to do to remove even the worst of the evil eye curses.
Oh, yes.
There it is.
I know many tribes up north that would do many rituals, but they never worked, and they were swallowed by a gigantic ocean of fire, actually.
So Owen and Alundo continue to converse about their perspective understandings of how the world works. Strider, you go and check the body, and you come across a jeweled ring was on one of its fingers, and the corpse, I should say, and also a musical instrument that appears to be some sort of a lute that's in there. Other than that, there's nothing else on the body.
All right, I would take both, and I would
Okay.
first, and I would try to actually just blow into the lute with no skill, obviously.
Okay, I'm just gonna pick it up and blow into it.
Yeah, see if it does anything, makes any sound or anything.
Okay. Yep, it does in fact make music. You can roll a performance check if you'd like to see how well you do it.
Okay.
Chaotic indeed. Hey, look, it's a tsunami.
Oh, look! Here's something I should stick in my mouth. How about that? Awesome. Perfect. What's going through your head right this second? What are you thinking about, Strider?
Dying.
Dying. Okay. So as you blow across this in the most god-awful noise ever heard from from pipes comes out. The rest of you actually turn an alarm because of how horrendous this sound is that are coming from the edge. You're almost wondering if it's some sort of a battle, or a call to battle from some other enemy that's going to be attacking. Strider, you get this. All of a sudden, dancing in front of you is an image of you getting stabbed multiple times. A small little silhouette of yourself pops up in front of you, and you are getting impaled from multiple directions by multiple swords, and your small avatar floating in front of you dies a horrible death. And then it
So
vanishes.
it's Mr. Tumnus's loot.
And,
Yes!
and then it vanishes.
And then
Okay.
it vanishes.
So then,
I'm assuming you stop blowing it. You're not blowing
yeah,
it.
I mean, I would look around and see if anyone else looked like they saw that.
You're kind of set below the level of the plateau, and they're kind of on the back half of it, so I don't think anybody, nobody could see it from this angle.
Okay, so then I would just like picture something random in my mind to see, like kind of realizing that it may have had something to do with what I was thinking, and I would picture Alundo naked, and then I would walk up closer to everyone and try to blow it again.
Okay. Yeah, you climb up the edge of the plateau, come across, and you can roll performance again to see what kind of a noise you get out of it. Almost as bad. Not quite as bad as last time, but still god-awful noise comes out of there. You guys immediately draw your attention in that direction, and you see Strider come walking towards you guys with what appears to be a old naked man, kind of gyrating in the air in front of him. You look at it a little closer as he approaches, and the face is familiar, but seems like some liberties have been taken with his form for the rest. There's a lot of saggy rolls in a lot of places, and some very uncomfortable dancing that's going on as he walks.
Oh, that kind of looks like one of my brothers, actually.
I think I would take out like a stick or a sword or something and like poke at it.
Shooing it away, kind of a thing. Yes.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
I'd probably just hold the sword out and just like keep my distance right.
I'd
Hold it out to keep back.
I'd kind of just quietly put the loot in my pack and
Okay.
just kind of giggle at the image.
Okay. All right. Fair enough.
Do we see him putting loot in his pack?
You see exactly what he just did. He just
Okay.
stuffs it in. I don't think he's trying to do it discreetly.
Alright.
Are you trying to do it stealthily?
No.
Because they're all looking at you directly since you came up the hill, blowing
No.
that awful
Let me
pipe.
take a second and cast detect magic while we look around.
And cast detect magic, but it takes 10 minutes.
All right, so you sit down to do that. Isla, as you kind of look around and start collecting things from the bodies, let me just hold 1 second. What are you doing, Whisper?
I'm just kind of going body to body and doing
Okay, you are too.
investigations around.
All right, you pass by it, Isla, but Whisper, as you kind of walk past there's a little bit of a makeshift throne kind of set between the two braziers that are there, I should say, and you kind of out of the corner of your eye catch something that doesn't look quite right, and you walk up to the throne and you notice that the one corner on the seat, the front left corner, is slightly raised up from the rest of the seat that's in place. It seems to be ajar by just maybe a quarter to a half an inch. Isla, as you kind of walk around and collect from the bodies, you collect about 300 silver and 500 copper from all of the corpses as you do that. Plus a buttload of weapons, 80 javelins, 50 heavy clubs, and 12
Wow.
spike shields. Just so you know.
Wow.
Well,
Okay. I suppose I just throw it all in a pile because
That's what
I
I assumed you probably did,
could
yeah.
carry all of that.
No, not at one time. Yeah.
I'll just throw it in a pile and wave everyone to come and collect what they would like, I suppose.
I'll check out the throne.
So how much money did I find?
300 silver, 500 copper. These are just lizard men, unfortunately.
Okay.
Still enough to pay the crew.
Indeed. Yeah,
Is it
so
my job to pay?
No, I think it's the captain's job.
Ah. That's not me, is it?
Yeah.
I
So
think you might
check
be the
out
captain of your ship.
Do I have a ship?
You may. Who knows?
Do I?
You do have 2 ships. Yeah. So how do you check it out? What do you do, Strider or Whisper?
Well, I'll do an investigation on the throne. Look and see
Okay.
if it moves. If I think maybe it's a trigger of some kind, and I'll use eye for detail.
Okay.
So that's
You roll it in the tower for me. That would be awesome.
all right.
Roll it.
Oh, we'd have to go to the tower.
Everybody still have that button, by the way. I didn't know if that.
Yeah,
Or not. Okay, good.
I think I had. Let me check my modifier. Okay. Ah, no way. I think my mouse is dying.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Okay. It looks to be, from here without touching it, a recessed panel in the throne below the seat. You don't believe it's trapped, from what you can tell.
All right. I'll go in for a closer look and activate it.
Okay. You pull out one of your daggers and just kind of work it around the edge of it a little bit just to double check to make sure there's nothing there. And you hear a click, and all of a sudden the seat pops. Pink! Pops straight up. You look down inside, and there is a small chest. This appears to be a typical chest that you would see that's used on seafaring vessels. It's very well mained. You can tell that it's at one point there was a waterproof seal. He locked up again. Cool.
So he was
waterproof
in the
seal.
toilet over there.
That's right. And is set down in there. The box fits almost perfectly down in this hole. So we'll see what he does when he gets back.
I should really show more interest in looting things then, because people seem to be making out.
Yes.
I would look around too for the guy that I freed from the cage.
Okay. You want to just go back to the cage and see if you can track him down, kind of a thing, or what are you doing? How you looking around? Just.
Yeah. I mean, if I didn't see him just visually, like I don't know if I would do perception first, but if I don't see him visually, I would go to the cage and try to track him.
Nothing's happening for you right now.
Okay.
Just don't worry about it.
Do you want me to roll
Uh,
something?
You don't even need to roll from a perception perspective. You don't see him around, but you can definitely head back to the cage and do.
You want me to roll like a for tracking? You want me to roll like survival?
Exactly. Yep.
Survival.
You can definitely see his tracks, and you can follow them directly from the cage to kind of the center of this plateau, which is where you know he planted his feet and threw the dagger, and then you can see the tracks head off to the kind of to the northeast. They run along the edge of that plateau, and then you can see them drop off into that little ravine in between the two.
Has any what time has passed? We're just talking minutes here, right? 15 minutes maybe
Since when?
since the end of the battle.
No, because you did a long rest, so it's been, or a short rest, I should say. So it's been 4 hours.
Okay.
Wait, a
I would
short rest
tell-
is only an hour.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's what I meant to say.
sorry.
An hour.
I was like, whoa.
Sorry.
What else? did we
My
do?
brain's.
If that's the case, I'd run to the top of the ravine, just right there, just to look and see if I saw any sign of him from the top.
Sure. You look down and kind of where you see the footprints have gone down there, and the edge of the ravine is very rocky. You can actually kind of very, very very faintly make out kind of at the edge of the water. There's a little bit of a print. It's kind of in some soft mud. And then it looks like they head into the water because you don't see anything else kind of on either side of the bank. So it looks like he probably jumped down into the water and then followed it to the east.
Okay, I would let Alondo and everyone else know that where I thought he went.
Okay.
Whisper says his computer locked up, so text him what happens with the
Oh, okay.
thing.
Oh, and then when
Unless you just want to tell everyone.
Yeah, well, for what's happening with this, you can tell them if you want. Just tell them that what I said, that there's a small chest in there that seems to be seaworthy, and there was at one point a waterproof, but that seal's kind of has started to degrade a little bit, but it looks to be a pretty good box down in it.
Okay.
when I cast detect magic, I'm gonna get close to Strider. See
Okay.
what's magical on him.
Because I was going to say when you cast detect magic, you have to define an area, right, that you want it to be in.
It's 30 feet.
Or does it follow?
Yeah, it follows me.
Okay.
And it lasts for 10 minutes too.
Yeah, it's a while. I know that. Yep. Okay. Sure. Yeah, we'll say that's fine. So you walk up to Strider. Strider, you can tell him what you have on you that's magical. The loot does glow. I know you have is it a ring that glows? You can just tell him what you have on this magical.
Well, I just picked up that ring, and you're talking about everything I have on me?
The ring that you picked up does not glow, by the way.
Good to know.
Well, the ring, I think you have another ring, don't you, that's magic? Anything you have that's magic.
I have my gloves of water walking.
Oh, the gloves. Sorry, those
Yeah, I know
glow.
about those.
Yep.
And I believe that's all.
Yeah, I don't think you have too much. But the loot does glow.
The stuff you picked up, it seems to glow. Maybe you should put it out so I can identify it.
Okay, I would hold it out so you could identify it.
Wait there 10 minutes.
And I would say I think I already know what it does.
I'm gonna identify it. And if there's anything else magical, I'll identify that too. I'll walk around the whole camp.
Yep.
There's
Okay.
the circlet that we picked up that I stole off the guy's head too.
That one does glow. You guys fished it out of the brazier, and it's not tarnished or anything at all. But that does glow as well.
Right?
And the small chest that's inside the throne does not glow. Obviously, you know what you guys are carrying glows. So the armor that you're carrying, you've got that small child-size armor that glows.
Oh, yeah,
You've got
I remember that.
the Wanda web glows. You already identified that. You got a scroll that glows. You've got a couple potions that glow. So you've got some stuff that glows. But as far as on the island, it's your sword definitely glows. Yep, that's for sure. Whisper, your amulet glows.
Yeah, we talked about it.
Yep.
I'm gonna investigate the chest. If it looks like it can be opened, I'll use these tools.
Yeah, it is locked. But you.
I'll investigate for traps first.
Okay.
I'll go down and roll those.
I can roll it for you if you want. It's no big deal.
All right.
Roll it. Rolling.
Rolling.
That's not what I wanted to do.
Did we get experience for all this too?
So we decided to change it over to instead of experience to just do milestones, and you guys should have leveled after that, by the way. So
Oh, if we do a long, that's right. We have to do a long rest to level, right? Yeah.
correct, exactly. And you don't think it's trapped, Whisper?
All right. I'll pick it.
Okay. Let me see what that is for you.
It is.
I can help them to give them advantage too.
Okay, cool. Yep. Use tools plus, holy crap, plus 8. That's nice.
Well, I don't know if you guys have the like text translations on in Skype, but it just said you said have sex.
Have sex? Nice.
What?
There's on this web Skype. There's a voice to text that's saying what every person says in chat, like live, and it's been fairly accurate, surprisingly. But the few things that have been wrong have been awesome.
Oh, that's excellent. I wonder if they do that on purpose.
Like it says, "Oh, that's excellent. I wonder if they do that on purpose." It translated perfectly.
Nice.
Wow.
So you fumble a little bit initially. You're a little bit rusty, Whisper. It's been a little while since you picked anything, but you give it a little bit of a go and some coaching from Strider, and it pops open. And inside are 8 platinum and 38 gold.
Yay!
You can pay the crew now. I don't remember. What were those numbers again?
So I just put, if you guys look at a little journal tab at the top, there's one that says Group Treasure. I just threw it in Group Treasure, all the stuff you came across, by the way.
I love the picture.
You like
Yeah.
the giant
Badass.
chest? Yeah. So it's the stuff that says Captain Nade McCall and Lizard Men that's all in there. I'll update the loot once Olundo identifies it here.
Cool. It'll take me 10 minutes to identify. Oh, actually, it's an hour each one to identify. So maybe we'll wait for the boat. I'll identify maybe if you guys want to wait for another hour, like looking at everything, I'll identify the crown, if you want, or we can wait for the boat. Up to you guys.
I think we can wait for the boat to do that. We got people waiting on us.
Alright, it sounds like a good idea, actually.
Okay. Awesome.
Take us time to get all of these things up into the boat. I mean, 80 javelins, we're not just going to carry all of those in one go. To take all this stuff with us. I guess we have a crew we can put everything.
What?
Like shield build. Heavy.
You're breaking up. We can't understand you.
Hey, there's something in your throat.
You're trying to get away without headphones. Good luck with that. Ah.
All right.
Okay, so
do you guys want to go underneath, or do we want to go back to the ship?
Let's go underneath and see what's here, so we know if we actually want to come back.
All right, Ben, I'll let you know that there's an entrance that's at the base of the plateau, blocked by a cage door of some kind, or we could probably go through this hole in the ceiling. But the door that we could probably break open would probably be easier.
If he tells us that, I would head right for the door.
Okay. I'm moving the trees. The trees are in place, but I am moving them so that you guys can see it easier. So that you know what we're looking at. Kind of off the southwest corner there of the plateau, there is a door which, again, Whisper noticed as you guys were heading up there.
Yeah, I'd try to open it.
So,
okay, there's no hand on this side.
are
What do you do?
you know, just got eaten by a dinosaur? Are we sure we want to go venturing into a bunch of random tunnels?
We got eaten by dinosaurs? We look all pretty healthy to me.
Correction, we didn't get eaten at all. I actually went into its lungs.
I think we kicked some lizard ass. So I try, while saying that, I try to kick the door.
Yeah.
All right, you get a running start. Go ahead. You can make
him for once.
You make an athletics check with.
So what are we actually trying to accomplish here?
You see,
rather than going back into a pit that we can't escape
We want to
from.
see what's here. There could be something
So
interesting.
curiosity then.
Of course.
Straight curiosity. There's no actual thing to be accomplished.
all of a sudden, you guys hear a giant bang from over the side of the plateau. You look up, and Strider's not on the top of the plateau any longer. Strider, the door does not budge. You take a running start, really hit the door and fall straight down to the ground. Right there.
I suggest we pick it. We look at it stealthily, but
You need some help with that, friend.
I look if there appears to be any locking mechanism, and if I don't see anything, I'm gonna try to wedge my dagger in a crack and see if I can pry it open.
There are no handles on this side of the door, and you do not see even a seam in between the doors. It looks to be solid.
I'll run to the plateau corner and just kind of go. It opens from the inside. I already tried to get out once.
Okay, and I would yell, "I can't hear you. What else did you find?"
I had to kill stuff down there.
So, Whisper, what kind of things did you have to kill down there?
Something that was like a living rock with a lot of arms.
Can I do like an Arcana or a history check or something to see if I know what kind of beasts or things would be like what he described?
There's no light down there either.
Yeah.
How did you get in there, Whisper?
That would probably be survival, I would think, right?
Survival.
I would think, right?
To know if I know magic, so I might know magic things or something.
You could roll both. From his
I don't know.
You're pretty confident that it's a beast of some sort.
I can roll survival.
Nicole sent me down there by a spell.
Nature or survival.
Or nature, yeah, whichever you prefer. That's a pretty good roll.
23.
Yeah, I rolled survival.
You know that in underground kind of subterranean areas like that, there's a wide variety of things that could be there, but with no light, it could definitely be something like maybe a roper.
Well, I don't think we want to encounter the types of creatures that would live under this hill.
Maybe
it's
something
very
that.
Yes.
Yeah, it sucked.
Those tentacles seem to have a long reach. Trust me, boys, it's not something you want to encounter in the day, let alone in a dark tunnel where you can't run away.
Well, I say we just send my bat forward to see.
That we could do.
Where are you going to send your bat to?
My bat.
I like that, yeah.
Right through the hole.
Where's the hole?
Right in the top of the pyramid thing.
How big's the hole?
It's about 4 feet across. You guys could fit if you worked your way through. Owen would probably be the only one that would have to struggle.
Do I see anything if I look down it?
You climb to the top. There is a pyramid there, so you climb to the top of that, and you see along the top, it's completely covered with gore. It looks to be like there's very, very old blood that's here. Kind of, it's crusty at this point on top, but you can see everything from blood to what appears to be maybe some remnants of fruit and some other things that are there. If you didn't know better, you'd almost think it was like a trash dump from all the stuff that's up there, but it doesn't smell very well. You look down in the hole, and it's just black down there.
I'm going to pick up a rock, and I'm going to cast light.
Okay.
To make it, and I'm going to drop the rock down in the hole.
Okay, very good. So are you sticking your head down in the hole as you drop it to watch it, or what do you...
No! Okay. I'm going to drop it, and I'm just going to look at Strider and just hold it out and drop it.
I would stay there and watch it go down and see what it does.
You know, he can jump in for his own...
Okay, cool. You give yourself inspiration for that, Isla. That was great. So, Strider, you keep your head over kind of the hole, looking down the whole time. This glowing rock falls, and you see it drop and drop and drop and drop, and it's starting to get smaller and smaller and smaller, and it's not really, the light is not permeating the blackness at all. And then it seems to fall looks like maybe 80 to 100 feet, and then all of a sudden you see it illuminates very briefly a stone ring. It almost looks like a large well encasing around it all of a sudden, and then drops into this well and continues down and down, dark, and you don't see anything else, and then all of a sudden the light is just gone. And it seems to drop for at least 3 times that distance, so maybe 300 or 400 feet down beyond.
So I'm going to look at Strider and say, Are you going to jump in?
Yeah. So I only have about 50 feet of rope, I think, right? That's normal length.
It's normal. Yeah.
So I ask Owen. Owen, can I use your rope?
Sure.
So-
I have 250 feet of hempen rope.
Who needs rope? Just
Okay, here, Owen,
hold
hold
your
this
nose
end.
and jump.
I grab Owen's other end and just jump right in.
Okay. I'm assuming
He's
Owen's
crazy.
holding on.
Yeah, I said Owen, hold this, and I just grab the other end. It's
Okay.
up to him if he wants to let go or not, obviously.
Okay.
Try not to.
So are
Right.
you're just holding on to the one end of the rope, basically?
Yeah.
Okay. Make a strength check to be able to hold on to the rope, Alundo. So you jump in the hole. And,
Not Alondo, Owen.
what did I say? No, you jumped in the hole, though, right?
Yeah.
Strider? Sorry.
But Owen has to make, Strider, yes.
You both do, actually, because you have to hold on to it, and you got to hold on to the rope, actually, Strider, as you fall. So you jump in, and that's not good enough. Do you have inspiration, sir? I don't know if you do or not. If you don't, it's completely fine, but let's see.
What I roll, 13? Not good enough to hold on to a rope?
In a second, you're going to see
In free
why.
fall.
It's not
In
a
a
free
second,
fall,
you'll
right?
see
It's only
why.
a 4 foot. I figured I was repelling. It's only
You
4
did?
foot wide.
Jumping, handing somebody a rope, and then just jumping in with the rope is repelling?
Yeah.
Not so much.
You know by the rope rules, you get advantage for climbing, but he is jumping.
That's
That's
climbing.
totally different.
He's not climbing.
Yeah.
So anyways, you hold onto the rope, you jump in there. This isn't a problem yet, but you jump in and you fall with this rope. It's just literally ripping over. You guys on the top of the plateau are watching. It's just running over the top of this pyramid as it goes down.
Does Owen have the rope, or he
Owen-
went with it?
No, he's holding on to it. He's got himself braced pretty well. He's got a pretty good grip on it.
But if
Oh,
I feel like I'm free falling, I definitely would try to put my feet out to go against the wall and brace myself.
Okay, there's nothing to brace yourself on.
Like you said, it was only like a 4 foot tunnel.
What's that?
it's 4 foot high. It's like 100 feet down.
I understand that. Thank you. Speak louder. It's 4 foot wide, you said, so I would try to put my
Correct.
feet against one end and my back against the other to brace myself if I felt like I was free falling.
You will have a chance potentially to do that. So you come down through this opening, and it's about an 80-foot drop down to this ring that you saw. The problem is that it's completely black, so you have no really perception other than the light above you that's shining down a little bit, but it's rapidly dissipating. So you're holding onto this rope for dear life as you kind of plummet down through this space. I'm going to give you an opportunity, whichever is better for you, athletics or strength or acrobatics, to try and brace yourself as you pass through this opening. But it's pitch black, so you're gonna have disadvantage. Oh, good job! So you just barely catch your foot on the edge of this thing
So lucky.
as you go through.
Gambling man.
And the rope continues on. You let go of the rope and you reach out with both hands and both feet and just barely catch the edge of this as you skid through this, what feels to be a really slick kind of stone wall. Everything's pitch black around you. There's a pinpoint of light above you. You hold on to the edges. As you just barely do it, you can feel the cold damp air coming up from below you, and you get this impending doom that there is absolutely nothing below you. And you barely have grabbed onto this whatever this stone ring is that's there. As far as you, Owen, feel the weight completely drop off the rope. You almost lose your balance and take a half a step back. You can feel that there's nothing on this rope any longer, but it still feels like it's there. So it's no longer ripping out of your hands, but
Is the rope still dangling next to me?
You have no idea. You can't see it.
But okay. I was holding on to it right as I was falling.
Yes. Last thing you knew, it was still there. Yes.
Okay. I would attempt to reach for the rope.
Okay.
Like, you know what I mean? If I felt it at all around my body, because I'm thinking it's a 4 foot tunnel, maybe I would have an idea of where I let go of the rope at when I put my arms out.
Sure. So I'm going to assume you're going to pull yourself over to one of the sides to try and get yourself a little better position because you know that if you reach out with one of your hands that's precariously holding you in place, you're probably going to fall. So we're just going to say you'll pull yourself to one of the sides and pull yourself up on what appears to be kind of a little stone wall almost around this. As you do that and kind of pull yourself up to sit and kind of reach out for this rope, you catch on some noise, which sounds to be like very large frogs that are kind of coming from various directions from where you're at. You also can get this very overwhelming kind of musty kind of smell and can hear.
There's lots of frogs down there too.
And there's what appears to be kind of like
I'm not
almost
sure
like
he
a
can hear
mossy.
you whisper. He's a bit far away.
Get this kind of musty, mildewy smell almost that kind of permeates your nose as you kind of get above this level. Once you get a half a second here to kind of take in your surroundings, you can't see anything because it's pitch black. But these large frogs seem to be pretty numerous.
Were they able to
we'll
grab
send you reach out. What that would be? What the hell is the chance of you to reach out and grab a rope that you can't see? What do you think?
Blind, then it's just disadvantage.
Yeah, he gets
Disadvantage.
Yeah, he gets disadvantage. Yeah.
Disadvantage on what check though?
I'm
What
going
would that be?
You make
I'm
an
going
armor
to
class.
yell down the tunnel and just say, "Are you dead?"
No, can you help me with some light down here, please?
So I'm going to touch the rope and cast light on the rope.
Oh, clever.
Wow, that's awesome.
Great idea. All of a sudden, you see the speck of light seems to permeate and seems to be coming towards you very, very slowly all of a sudden. And you notice the rope is all of a sudden visible in front of you, and it is hanging, in fact, dangling. You look down the hole that you're sitting on the ledge of, and you notice that it just continues on, and there is absolutely nothing. It just illuminates around the rope in a small radius, but you see no walls. You see no nothing below you. But as you kind of look up from that and realize how close you were to probably complete and utter oblivion, you look up and take in the surroundings around you. And it looks to be some sort of subterranean cave system with low standing water all around this kind of opening. It looks to be relatively shallow. You can see ground in some areas, but it's very mossy and very, very ground covered. You see some small plants in some areas. And as you kind of look over to the north a bit from where you're at, you see just from the very faint glow coming off the rope, you catch what appears to be a set of eyes that all of a sudden quickly dart off into some of the bush that's there.
So let me just make sure I get the scene right, though. I'm not necessarily in the 4-foot wide tunnel anymore. I see openings all around me now.
So as you kind of look at what you're sitting on, it looks like a large well almost. It's a very short wall, kind of made out of stone that's very slick with slime, basically, from being submerged underground with no light for so long. And directly on the other side of this wall is basically standing water, very small standing water.
But you said I see a cavern?
Yeah, as you look beyond that, yes, you see that there's caverns that snake off in a couple different directions. Let me tell you exactly what directions. 1 second.
And I would relay up to Ella what I saw. Ella, I see caverns down here and some creatures.
So I'll
Did he say caravans?
if you're not dead and you don't wish to be dead, I suggest you climb up the rope and get out of the pit. Because if you're seeing creatures and they're the ones I think they are, you don't want to see them up close.
This is interesting. If there's caverns here and they're worshipping the turtle, I wonder if the turtle lies here.
Nope.
Oh.
So you the caverns lead off, one directly kind of to your north, one a little to your northeast. The wall continues on. You don't see anything. There's one to your south, one to your southwest, and one to your west. So it looks like that you can see that there are 5 little passageways that lead off this area that you're in right now.
If he can tell us, Isla, if he can tell us the direction of the frog croaks, I might be able to tell him which direction I went.
Which way are the frog sounds?
Do I hear frog sounds? And also, where did I see the eyes?
To the cavern directly to your north. As they darted off into the brush, into the undergrowth, the frog sound ceased.
Did the eyes to me seem to be frog-sized eyes?
You could roll a nature check for that.
Okay.
Someone's system sounds are going through their mic.
Oh yeah.
You think that they were bear eyes. No,
No
you really don't
frogs
have
down
any
here,
idea.
just bears.
It was such a quick look. You were such a quick look, and you were so taken in with trying to get an idea of your bearings. You really didn't get a chance to see. You know they were eyes, but you're not really sure what they were.
So I would try to use my flint to light some of my clothing that I ripped off on fire around an arrow.
Okay. Yeah, when you say you can do that, you've got pretty much all the time you want. So it takes you a bit of try because this air is extremely damp in here, to the point where your skin feels a little slick after just a couple minutes in here. So it takes a little bit to get the cloth to light, but you now have a flaming arrow. As you do so, you notice that the light is obviously significantly brighter than what the light spell on the rope is giving off. And you notice something you didn't see before, kind of to your west, just on the outside of the hole, there appears to be some wood that looks almost to be some scaffolding that looks to be laying on its side here with some sort of pile of netting next to it.
Okay, I would actually go over to that scaffolding if I can make it over, like on land, like if I can walk over from in the cavern.
Well, the wall here is only about maybe 6 inches wide. So you don't want to walk on the edge of the wall, or do you want to drop off into the water, or what do you want to do?
I would first try to see how deep the water seems to be.
Okay. So you kind of slide 1 foot hesitantly off the side, and it looks like it's about knee deep.
Okay, so then I'd walk into the water.
Okay.
I feel like this is a Star Wars trash compactor scene.
Water though, right, with the gloves?
But he's not doing it.
And I'm also going to keep a hold of the rope.
Okay. So you got the rope in one hand, and you've got your flaming arrow in the other? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So don't pull Owen into the tunnel.
Don't worry, I got this.
Okay.
I'm sure
All right, buddy.
Famous last
Owen
words.
can let go if he needs to.
So you walk over to it, and as you do so, you catch some more movement directly in front of you toward the passage that leads to the west. And this one you clearly make out with the light of this makeshift torch that you have is, in fact, appears to be a large frog, although it's not hopping like a frog. It seems to waddle away almost into the brush and turn a corner.
I'd, as soon as I saw it, fire that flaming arrow right at it.
Okay, so what are you dropping to grab you're gonna drop the rope then to grab your bow and shoot at it?
I would tie the rope to my waist or arm first.
All right, so that'll be an action. So by the time you tie it off to your waist, the frog has turned the corner and is out of sight.
Okay, if I didn't see it, I wouldn't fire them. And so now the scaffolding.
How long is this rope?
250
250 feet, but I don't think not all of it's in the hole. So right now it's probably relative.
80 feet.
And there's definitely some down in the hole too. So
there's some.
I can give you more
space.
rope too if you
There's
need. I
some
think
give.
I have rope. Oh, maybe I don't. I have a scholar's pack.
So maybe my light spell then is too long.
I have my 50-foot too.
I think your light spell's a minute, right? I think. Or 10 minutes? I don't remember.
I thought it can only be on an object no larger than 10 feet in any dimension.
I thought it was a good story element, so you get the whole rope.
Okay, you're gonna let me do it. All right.
So netting and scaffolding. So
it's exactly what it is. As you kind of, you investigating it then, kind of crouched down?
Yes, I would actually try to see if it was, check it out, pick it up, see if it's dry.
Okay. So it does appear to be scaffolding. As you kind of move it around a bit, are you trying to do it stealthily, or are you just picking it up and moving it?
I mean, I'm not trying to be loud. Yeah, I'm just picking it up and looking at it. But yeah, I'm not trying to be loud with it, obviously.
All right. Well, if you're trying to be quiet, roll stealth for me in the tower.
Okay.
Okay. You think you're pretty quiet about it. So you actually kind of pick up the scaffolding, and you notice that as you're moving around a bit, it appears to just kind of clear over the top of the wall. It's not a very high scaffolding, but it's pretty long. It's probably 6 feet long. And as you pick up the scaffolding, you notice that the net is kind of attached to one end of it. And as you kind of look at this net and a little bit, you notice that there's a bunch of, looks like rotted fruit and maybe some sort of meat that's kind of stuck in some of the netting in a few spots, and it looks like it's pretty grimy and got a bunch of gunk stuck in it.
Does the scaffolding and netting seem old?
Old but pretty sturdy. Doesn't look like it looks like it's been in use relatively recently. It doesn't look rotted and destroyed anyways.
Is it soaking wet? Is it very damp?
Yes, it's wet because it was laying in the water. All of it's soaked. Yep.
I would relay up what I see and let them know that I didn't encounter any trouble yet. I'm going to, and I would scream this up the tunnel, and I would let Owen know that I'm going to hold on to the rope for now in case I get into trouble, and see. I'll let you know what I say.
You should tie it like in your belt or something, so if you have trouble, I can just pull you out.
Good idea. I would tie the rope to my belt, and I would. Which are the directions these tunnels lead in around me? The caverns.
North of you, northeast of you, south, southwest, and west.
I would like stealthily follow what was the last direction I just saw a critter running?
To the west. Actually, I can probably show you a little bit here.
Yeah, I would stealth to the west then.
All right. 1 second. Whisper.
Wait a minute. I have dark vision. What do I need all this light trouble for?
What do you have for dark vision? Is it built to dispel?
No, I just have like dark vision, right?
No, you're human, right?
Hold on.
It's got his background or something. It's Gloomstalker. So do you have it built in?
Oh yeah, dude, you can see in the dark. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I can see all this shit. I'm having too much trouble down.
He's also in the dark. He's also considered invisible too. So
yeah, they can't see me. Remember, they can't see me at all.
Yeah.
And I can see them.
He's perfect for this, actually.
They can hear you though.
I'm stealthed. Well, I don't know how well, but I think I'm stealthed well.
You're not stealthed. You were being quiet about your setting up the scaffolding, but not moving.
And you're yelling back and forth, so that's not so quiet.
Well, I'm yelling, but they can't see me. Okay, fine.
So, so you want to put out the light, or what do you want? You can leave whatever you want to do. It's up to you.
Well, knowing that they can't see me in the dark. So, yeah, I wouldn't have had ever lit the light. Yeah, okay. So I'm gonna put it out. And I can see 60 feet. So knowing that I can see 60 feet, do I see anything different now?
If he says so, I can dispel the spell, but I wouldn't unless he asked me to.
So you can see 60 feet.
On the rope, that light's not very bright, right? So I probably wouldn't think about asking because it didn't seem very bright, so I wouldn't even say anything.
It's like a 20 feet distance or whatever.
Yeah. So you can see 60 feet, you said?
Yes.
That's a long ways. Okay. All right. Let me.
Dark vision of 60 feet. Yes.
Okay.
While in darkness, I'm invisible to any creature that relies on dark vision to see you.
Okay. All right. Sorry. I should have read that.
Yeah, this is like my natural habitat down here.
Yeah, right. Totally. I forgot you were the Gloomstalker.
So did I. My fault. Okay. Let me. Just 1 second.
Totally forgot about that. And it totally makes sense you would just jump down there too.
What's why you don't friggin' happens when you don't play.
Yeah,
All right.
that's true.
All right. Okay. Here's what you see.
No. It looks so much more friendly down here now.
Huh.
Okay. Now I can actually understand this a lot better.
So the one thing here, let me show you. There's one thing on here that looks weird too. This ring that's here is a lot smaller than it is, by the way. So.
The ring in the middle.
Yeah.
Okay, so I would look back up the tunnel and yell to Elia, if she's the one still there, or Owen, and I would say, whoever I see at the top, I would say, can you guys point to what direction the door is in? So I can kind of reference that to down here.
Whisper, do you know which way the door is?
You guys know where the door is. You all do.
Oh, okay.
Maybe that's for your bat to do, because I don't think he can see us.
I'll have my bat to tell him to go. I'll have it. If he can go through the door, I'll have it go and find him if it can. I don't know.
You can't get through the door.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I'm looking up at Elia. I'm asking her, whoever's at the top of the tunnel, she was there, assuming she's still there. I'm asking her to point at the direction of the door so I can reference that. I'd be able to see her arm, right?
I'll just stick my arm out and point in the direction I think the door is.
She points to the south from where you're at.
So then I start walking south to the south tunnel.
All right. Head that way. Let me reveal some for you. See this.
Okay. No other move I noticed, right?
No, you don't see anything.
Okay, I can see.
Sorry, you passed by that. Let me reveal this over this way too. It goes this way. See, that goes that way.
Okay.
Yep. Go ahead and move. Do what we're doing. Okay.
Yep.
Skype is killing me.
See that.
All right, these are 5-foot squares, right? Just so I know, I went down about 80 feet, and they're 5-foot squares, so I'm still plenty good on rope.
Yep, you've got enough rope still.
Okay, and I don't see any signs of the door here, right?
Nope.
And this is land and over here. I get up on this land.
Yes, you climb up on top of this. Is that dense vegetation that you kind of saw in a few spots, and it kind of looks like it connects around that way.
Okay, I try to kind of cut through it if it's real dense and continue down.
You turn this corner, and you can just kind of make out on the south wall here. You can make out what appears to be a door. The door, in fact, looks like it has not been used in a very long time. There is 4 crossbars on there that are all in place, that are blocked in place with gigantic looks like trees that have been cut down. They're very rough hewn and kind of laid in some iron brackets that are on the sides. And the door is literally covered over with all sorts of vines and vegetation and everything else. You actually had to do a double take just to notice that there was a door there.
Okay.
But it does appear to be a door.
So I would first cut away some of the vegetation and see if I can lift up one of the logs by hand.
Okay. Go ahead and make a strength check. You try really hard. You cut away the vines pretty easily, but you get up underneath it, and there's so much muck and slime on the ground here, you just can't plant your feet. You get your shoulder up underneath it, and every time you go to lift, you know you're stronger than this, but it slides up from underneath it. It almost skips off the log as you go to lift it.
I'd wedge my rapier under it and pry and use it as leverage.
Okay. Try again.
Strength.
Yeah, same thing.
Do you get anything extra for using the rapier for leverage or no?
No, but that's good enough. You actually stick the rapier into the wood and able to use it as kind of a lever, and you're just able on the one side to clear off one of the logs, and it falls to the ground. You're able to leverage the other side off there, so you got 1 out of the 4.
All right, I would try to. I mean, I look around and I feel like I have all the time in the world, so I would just keep trying to open the door. As long as I don't see anything come in, I would look over my shoulder, but Other than that,
Sure.
I would take my time and try to get these off one at a time.
Okay, we're not gonna have you roll all that stuff. We'll say that eventually you get it. So, I'll just gonna roll. It takes you 10 minutes, and you're able to get them all off. What do you guys do at the top side while he's messing around? You guys see that he Isla points in the direction of where the door is, and all of a sudden he
Does
vanishes.
Whisper hear anything?
You sticking your head in the hole? Is that what you're doing, or were you listening?
Well, I'm just doing passive so that, I mean, I know where the door is, I know where he went down, so I'm trying to triangulate where he might be going.
Yeah, it doesn't take very long. You notice that as he vanishes from view, the rope obviously starts pulling out again. You guys continue to kind of feed it to him. And you get pretty close to the end of your rope, actually, Owen, when it stops. And all of a sudden you hear what sounds like a large log falling. And you guys can all pretty easily pick out the fact that sounds like it's coming from the door on the other side of the plateau.
I'm going to try to send a message to him.
To Strider? Okay, go ahead.
Where are you and what are you doing?
I just opened the
Wait,
door.
no.
Man,
I don't know
down.
if I can reach you. I'm not really sure what the distance is.
Actually,
so
can it go through solid rock or not?
No, it can't go through solid rock, but if there's airways, it can.
And it's 100 feet?
120.
Yeah, you're 80 feet down, and then he's 80 plus feet away from you, so no, he doesn't reach him. Never mind.
All right, well, we'll make our way down to the door.
Okay. You guys work your way around to the...
Before,
yeah.
While Strider was going down, Whisper wanted to, like, secure McCall's body, wrap him up for transport so that we could just carry him to the ship quickly when needed.
Yep. So you got the body and its head laying about 1.5 feet away there. You take the body and the head, or just the body, or the head?
Well, I mean, there's that table and there's some stuff around, like around the campsite that I see. So I'm just gonna kind of wrap them up in a skin and then put them on the table so we can just carry them as quickly as we need to.
No problem. Yep. There's definitely plenty of stuff laying around that you can do that and make kind of a makeshift bundle. Okay. So you guys walk to the edge of the plateau, look over the side of where the door is located, and after a few minutes you notice that the door all of a sudden seems to come in. Strider, as you get the last log off, you actually notice that it's one giant sheet of wood that appears to be, not sure what tree it was cut from, but as you look at the wood and clear off a lot of the debris that's on it, the muck and the grime, you notice it looks like it's a heartwood from a giant tree that appears to be at least 6 foot wide. So it's all one solid piece, and it appears to be about 4 inches thick. As you kind of pry that loose, the whole slab starts to tip towards you. You sidestep it out of the way, and it, boom, comes slamming down in the tunnel that you're at. This whole solid piece of wood.
Great.
You immediately know, Strider, by the way, that you have not seen any tree this size on this island at all in your treks.
Okay. I yell out to everybody, "Hello, where are you guys?" And I don't. Do I see a Whisper? Anybody there or no at the door?
They're above you, kind of on the top of the plateau. So if you look up, you'd see them.
So yeah, I would just yell up, "Oh, and coast is clear. Come down to the door. I would tie that rope off just in case, though."
Got it.
Oh, okay. We have a way in.
But do we want one?
I think we do.
We should stick together, whatever we do.
I think that Whisper already gave us an inkling of what's down there.
I was only in a few places, and I was very careful.
You were very careful, and you barely survived it.
I myself am going to take a look.
I was alone. I think we should look and see.
No harm in looking.
I mean, I want to get back to Thorn as bad as anybody, but there's a lot of stuff maybe down here.
Like frogs?
There are definitely frogs.
Probably, and many other creatures, actually.
That's what I'm afraid of.
Oh no! This is a great time. We could actually study. I think my friend Darwin back at the Candlewood Keep would quite enjoy this.
Is anybody else worried there was a giant lizard and a whole lot of zombie lizard creatures around on the island? And looking deep down where usually the devil creatures are?
You know, in spite of his normal superstition, Owen has a point.
Yeah, but
how did these creatures get to be the way that they are, and what was the thing that Whisper encountered before? And
oh, yes, that is a good point. I'll write it down.
What sort of issue are we walking into?
Hey, while they're talking, I would.
I'm gonna go down there.
I would start walking back down through the caves. Stealth, by the way. Do you need me to roll that in tower?
Yes, please.
Actually, I guess I'm going to be stealth anyway, but they can't see me. I guess the stealth qualifies for how loud I'm being when I'm walking.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, it's all the same thing.
All right.
I mean, technically, you get advantage to that roll, but
I'd go this way.
It depends on the creatures too.
Orlando, I just wrote something to you in chat, by the way. So yeah, you guys kind of step down
we definitely have to go.
into the mouth of the cave opening, and you see Strider standing there, and you notice beyond him, it's pretty much pitch black. You can obviously see as far as the light from outside here penetrates, but beyond that, it's darker than dark. So,
if I see any of them before I walk away, I would say, "Follow me. I'll lead you guys."
I had to use a torch when I was down here alone.
Don't use the torch. Just follow me.
Oh yes, I'm going to just follow the guy who jumped down an 80-foot tunnel.
Some of us can't see in the dark.
That's why I'm telling you to follow me.
But how can we even tell how
Here's
to
the
follow
rope.
you?
Just grab this rope. I'll lead you.
So the rope has light, right?
Mm-hmm.
for a little while longer, yes.
But either way, I can just lead them from it too. I can pull on it.
Yeah, they can all hold on to it like a chain, sure. Yep.
Okay.
I feel uncomfortable.
I can see.
And I would explain. I can see clearly down here, guys. I can let you know if anything's coming.
How's that going to help us protect ourselves?
Because if something's coming, you can then light something and see them.
I do have a wand of web.
Oh yes, that's a great plan. Something comes, you just light something.
Okay. So what's the deal? You guys all?
If they don't start following, I just start walking again. Like I said,
I go down with
stealth roll.
Are you following behind him, holding on to the?
I don't
rope
have
then?
to. I can see.
Is it water? Is it full of water?
So
some land,
where you
some
can
water.
see, where you can see with the light from the tunnel, it appears to be kind of mossy, damp, gross ground.
Is she asking me that?
She might be. I don't know. Sorry.
I'm just asking what I see because I'm in the doorway. There's light coming in right from the doorway.
There's
Okay.
water, but it's not very deep. I'll follow.
Okay.
Oh, good. It's
But I'm going to light a torch.
I'll go in front of Olundo if he's going.
If they light a torch, then I run away from them.
I'm gonna.
And I'm way in front of them.
I'll.
Like I'm back. I'm up down this tunnel then.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we can't see you anyways in the dark, even if we can see in the dark. So, technically.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, but it's not in the dark if you lit a torch. That's why I ran away.
Yeah.
I would follow you, but I can't really see you, so.
Isla, what are you doing?
So everyone's gone in then.
Yep. You see Whisper walks in and breaks out a torch, and then as that happens, you see Strider kind of take off around the corner with the rope kind of trailing behind him as he moves off into the darkness. But Alundo and Owen are kind of there, with Owen kind of taking a protective position in front of Alundo.
Do I see anything?
Hold on.
Hold the phone. Just a second.
Just to see what Isla's doing. Are you heading in then, Isla?
Yeah, I'll just follow.
Oh, come, this is interesting. Look at all this vegetation.
All right.
What vegetation, old man? You can't see anything.
I can.
I think you guys are all on the map now, just so you know.
Look at this here. This is quite fantastic.
So Whisper, I think you probably were the only one that was in position to be able to see Alundo, or Strider, I should say, who seemed to head off and take this branch to the. That's the last thing you saw. So
to the northwest.
Kind of he headed in this direction through this opening.
All right. I'll use my passive to kind of try to track his footsteps.
I'll message him.
Well, what tunnel did you go through?
I went to the west tunnel. I would mess
Okay,
back.
he's in the west tunnel.
But
Whatever the range on their torch seems to be, I would make sure I stayed well beyond it.
I'll make sure that I
Yeah,
stay
you're
back and make sure that keep track of Isla.
So I guess let's talk about the order really quick. So we know Strider's out front, and then we've got, is it Owen and Alundo in the middle, and then the two of you guys in the back, or is that what we're doing?
Yeah, I want to stay just a little bit in front of Alundo.
Okay.
Oh,
And Isla, how far behind Whisper are you staying, or are you hanging right with them?
I'll hang with them.
Okay. And how much of a distance are you putting between you guys? I know how far Strider is. How far are you?
Well, I can't see anything, so I
There's
don't
a
know how
torch light with
fast I
you.
can
We have
be
a torch
moving
light.
through
Yes,
the dark.
Yeah,
he's
he lit
got
a torch. He's
Hold
right
on,
next to you
let me see
with a torch.
Oh, Whisper has lit a torch.
Yeah, let me see if I think I can put a radius on it. What is a torch? 30 feet?
Isn't it 20 feet and 20 feet dim?
20 feet?
Yeah.
So it's 40.
Yeah,
Yeah,
40.
it's fine.
All
Just
right.
do 20 feet bright,
So
20
we'll
feet dim.
try to keep up with the
Whoa,
others.
That's huge.
Yeah, that's a little too much for a torch, don't you think?
It's a lot of
Well,
torch.
it's dim light,
Well, that's-
so.
Yeah, well, it's half that's bright light and then the other half's dim.
All right, that works.
Let me see if I can do, hold on a second.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, I'll stick with you. So, and Strider's staying in front of you. So, yeah, you're just kind of staying out of the torchlight, right, Strider?
I'm staying a good amount out of it. Yeah, like that.
Where you're at, even on the very edge of that, is pitch blackness, just so you know. So, it's
No.
really...
What Whisper's looking for is when he starts to recognize what he's seen before,
Okay.
or even the sounds.
Okay. Strider, let me reveal some more of this for you since you're in the dark. This. One second. And that. Oops. 1 second. Go too fast. You round the corner, Strider, and you can make out kind of to the south there is some bioluminescence plants that are glowing. And you can also make out what appears to be some sort of humanoid skeleton, as well as some sort of large, bulbous, looks to be some sort of what might have been an animal at some point that looks like it's decomposing, but it's got these tentacles sticking out in all directions, kind of laying there.
It's got lots of arrows in it.
Yes, it's definitely got some. It looks like it was recently slain.
All right, I tell Whisper to hang back for a minute. I yell back to him, "Hold on, let me check ahead," and then I run down to check it up close to make sure it's safe.
I'm gonna go run outside the light.
Okay, you run down the tunnel. Okay,
Let's take a look. I'm curious.
I was gonna say you can see your half elf, right? Aren't you?
Yeah, I can see 60 feet.
Can you see? Let's see. Yep, you're good. So you can see. So you kind of move a little further up than that.
Yeah, and I just checked this out to make sure everything's dead. Make sure nothing else is going on here.
Yep, you see a creature that's definitely dead. It's got multiple arrows in it. It's got but it looks to be kind of almost disintegrating where it's at. It's like it's falling apart. So you probe kind of the body with I'm assuming your sword, and you notice that although it definitely looks like rock, it's actually kind of fleshy and kind of a bulbous kind of body. It's kind of gross.
I assume it doesn't seem to have anything on it of use or value to me.
You're gonna search it?
Yeah, I mean with my sword, I kind of poke around.
Oh,
and see if I find it.
Okay. You don't see anything on it that looks like it would be. You'd want to keep it.
And on the skeleton too.
You look over the skeleton, and it looks to be kind of in pieces. It looks like it maybe at one point was all together, but it's kind of there, and you don't find anything on it. Notice you do hear a little bit of splashing behind you, by the way.
So I yell up, "Coast is clear. They're all dead down here." And I would look at this bioluminescent plant and then see if it was anything I recognized. Or
you can roll a nature check.
I will do that too.
Anybody who'd like to can roll a nature check, sure. Nope, Strider, you've never encountered anything like that before. Alundo, it looks to be some sort of a fern species. It looks kind of like a typical fern, but obviously it's glowing. What is unique.
Oh, wait. I know what it is. I totally know what it is.
No, you're not sure what it is.
I've never seen anything like this before.
I am going to take. I want to get a little dagger out, and maybe if there's a baby one, I want to dig it up and put it in a pouch.
Sure.
Interesting. And then I'm going to cast Detect Magic.
Okay.
But 10 minutes.
Take 10 minutes? Okay. So you see Alundo sit down kind of by the plants and a little bit of ground there, and he appears to be concentrating. Whisper, you hear splashing coming from the north. As you kind of make your way into that tunnel area where everybody is, I'm assuming you guys kind of walked in there a little bit more.
Okay.
You recognize this area as a spot where you were, obviously, and to the north. I guess I can reveal a little bit more for you too. Whisper. To the north there, the tunnel branches again, and you hear splashing coming from this area up here.
That's where it got deeper, though, right?
You didn't really proceed to the north very far. You did a little bit, and yes, it did get deeper that way.
Okay.
So I would continue stealthing out of the range of the torch and heading up this direction, actually. But stealthing.
You're so crazy.
Okay.
It gets deeper that way. They're splashing.
I can't see him.
I can hear him.
Okay. You see, stop there. Yep. You look up this direction. Oops, hold on. Sorry. Look up this direction. Let me see how far you can see. You get up here and you notice that there's some dry ground, and you just kind of look in this direction and watch as you kind of move up this way, and you notice that all of a sudden you see. Oh shit!
Oh shit! Wrong button.
Damn it!
Hate that.
The torch went out. You are plunged into darkness.
What the fuck?
Well, I'm half elf, so I suppose I do have some dark vision, don't I?
60
Yeah.
feet.
You.
Mm-hmm. So maybe we don't need the torch after all.
Oh, he does.
I do.
Well, you
And
do.
Owen
I
does,
do too.
Yeah, right, exactly.
This,
Well, hopefully it doesn't attract anything bigger than us.
That's why I didn't go that way.
Well,
you notice
good choice.
you notice two small eyes that are just above the surface of the water there. And as you kind of sit there and watch, they don't really move at all, but they're not very far from you. You notice very
And it was what?
bubbles that pop up every so often
Okay.
in that direction.
I would
Kill him.
I would scratch an arrow in this wall here next to me, pointing in this direction with a really bad picture of a frog.
You're gonna do where? What are you doing again?
I said I would use my arrow and draw a little frog picture with an arrow pointing this way in this rock face here.
On the wall. Okay.
Yeah. And then I would continue up towards them and see if I would actually be just staring at the eyes to see if I see any other change in their behavior.
Okay. Let's see. 1 second. Yeah, it's gonna be in a second, but.
Should have arrowed him while you had the chance.
Yeah, as you kind of move within the range you're at, you see the two eyes bloop, drop underneath the water. And now we can roll initiative. That's fine.
Initiative.
How?
oh, good. I got a 1.
Did my thing roll? No. My initiative button went away. What? What
What?
happened to my initiative button, buddy? Oh, there it is.
So I think I actually get a +3 to that, right? So I have a 25.
Okay.
I'm super fast, super fast.
Super fast.
A 1?
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome.
That means he's number
That is
1,
impressive.
right?
That's impressive for sure. What is going on?
You know, because I wanted to be down here so badly to begin with.
I understand. Your goddess is going to be pissed.
Oh, she's already pissed. It's alright. No one ever wants to listen to the girl.
It's just combat, and you know, boys will be boys.
Oh, I will punch you in the teeth, old man.
He doesn't have any.
It's probably true.
Oh my god.
There would.
Someone has a bumper sticker. It says "All Life Splatter." It's got like a car hitting people. It's pretty funny.
Awesome.
Oh god.
All right, everybody get in there. Let me see. Yeah. Okay. So the first to act.
Perhaps we can talk to them.
Fighter.
I would run up to where I saw the eyes, duck down.
Hold on one
Remember, you're the
second.
arrow master.
Because you can't see them.
Oh.
Thank you, metagamer.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm just reminding him his abilities.
He might have forgot he's the arrow master.
I'm actually, not at all. Thank you.
You are.
I am fully melee spec ranger. Yep. All of my combat.
It's true. Okay.
You were taking down things with the arrows.
Well, that's because he wasn't close before, but yeah. Go ahead. So you run up to it. That was about.
And I'm running up for a reason, metagamer.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Do I see it yet? Do I see anything when I run up to where they were?
You run up to where they were. Obviously, the eyes drop below the surface, and you don't see them.
Okay, I would first I would take a weapon attack swipe in the where I saw them last there and see if I get anything with my sword.
You're gonna stab down into the water, basically.
Yeah, kind of swipe attack in that area. Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead with disadvantage.
Disadvantage.
Why is it not attacking when I click it?
Did that.
You must be patient.
So is the water deep enough to hinder our movement?
So it's still knee deep where Strider is. He ran up there, takes his sword, the rapier you see slash down into the water. You pull it out, and you didn't appear to make any contact with anything.
It's knee deep where he is, but the adversary is underneath, was able to submerge.
So maybe it's deeper where the thing was.
Is the water murky? Very murky?
Yes, very, very murky.
Okay. I would take that. Is the rope still glowing?
How long does that last?
An hour.
Oh yeah, it's still going.
All right. I would take the rope and circle around this area about this wide with the rope and let it fall into the water. Try to illuminate the area.
That is my rope.
I don't know if you have enough rope. A second. 50 to there.
And we're still, some of us, aren't we like tied to it or something? Were people just holding it?
It's just straight behind him. You actually didn't follow the same path you did before either coming out of there. So, yeah, you don't have any more rope. It's basically, we're going to say it's taut right where it's at right now. So you either can cut it off your waist or remove it, whatever, but you can't drape it anywhere. It's pretty much taut right there because you wrapped it all around in these tunnels.
Okay, I would, I actually have my bonus movement on this, my first turn of combat. That's one of my skills, obviously. I get plus 10 speed the whole time. So I should have a lot of extra movement. I'm going to go back 20 feet, use my bonus action to cut the rope, and then see if I can bring that to drop it.
It's going to give away what's happening, but I don't care because I can't find it. You, with your spec or whatever, do you have disengage without any penalty or not?
Disengage? I'm not sure if I do. Let me see.
Not that I see.
I don't think I have a. Oh no, not unless I cast an ability. I have it with an ability, but not. I didn't cast that spell, so.
Okay. So as you walk away, all of a sudden, to either side of you, two of these large frog creatures emerge from the water. One of them, one emerges directly to your right. The other emerges to your left. They pop out of the water, and they have these small little spears that they attempt to stab you with.
Okay. So this is the disengage,
Frog
right?
people.
Yeah, as you try to move away, they pop out of the water and attempt to stab you.
Yep. So when they're done, though, since I didn't get to use my bonus action, I can still attack with my offhand?
That's a reaction. Right, so you don't actually get...
Offhand attack is a bonus action.
Yeah, I didn't use my bonus yet. I still get to, right? After they attack me?
No, because this is a reaction. This is a... All this is a when they disengage, they get this. This isn't part of your normal action. Your normal action was already done.
Yeah, but I'm just saying it's still my turn, right? And I didn't use my bonus action, right?
I don't think that's how that works.
Okay, I could be. I don't know.
If I'm wrong, because that's... How does that work, guys? Does he get his...
For what, your offhand attack? Or
You
didn't have anything to attack the first time.
You can use your bonus action anytime within your turn. Once it goes to somebody else's turn, then
so yeah,
you only have
use
reaction.
bonus then because you were still moving and going to cut the rope and all that.
But obviously they get their attacks first, right?
Correct. Yeah, they do. Yep. I'll just have to find them real quick here because there's 4 million over there. The first one goes to attack you and actually stabs directly between your two legs. He underestimated how tall you were. And
wait, can I ask a question?
Yes.
These guys can't see me, right?
They can see you.
How?
They're special.
Okay, just asking.
Yeah.
I thought I would still be invisible to them. I didn't realize they had a special ability. Okay.
Yeah, these are special. And what's your armor class?
It's 18.
18. It's okay. He meets beat. So they stab you for 4 points of damage. Catches you right in the top of the thigh. It doesn't hurt very bad, but it doesn't not nice. And roll a Constitution saving throw.
Oh shit.
That is good. And as you get stabbed in the thigh, you feel around the wound all of a sudden feels very cold, but it dissipates very quickly from the wound. Go ahead. You can use your bonus action or whatever you want to do.
1 second.
Yep.
So what type of damage did I just take?
Piercing.
And it wasn't cold or poison, anything, nothing like that was there?
Well, there was something.
Yeah, you seemed to shake off whatever was there.
Okay, so the damage that I took definitely wasn't of any type of magic damage.
Nope, doesn't appear.
I would 1 second then. Sorry, that was not meant to be. I would just offhand attack the one that attacked me. The one that
hit you.
Yeah.
That's the one on your right. We're gonna say so.
Okay, so I'll turn towards. I'm just gonna turn towards him.
Yeah, that's fine. That is a hit. And what's your bonus?
I get plus 1d8 on that.
For Zephyr or
not for Zephyr. For it's called Dread Ambusher.
Oh, Dread Ambusher. Okay. Yep. Go ahead.
Nice.
you actually stab him, and you catch him just in the neck, and you notice the pouch underneath his throat. It just deflates, and you can see that there's blood that kind of pools out around that. And he staggers back away from you, off of your blade, and just kind of you see him. He leans against the wall. He doesn't collapse completely, but he seems to be on his last leg.
Okay. And I would let's see. The group is still where they're at, right? Everyone's in the right position, and they can't all see this, or who can see this?
I don't think anybody can. Let me see. Owen definitely cannot see it.
Do we hear noises? Commotion?
Oh, yeah. You absolutely hear it. Yeah, it's too far for Alundo to see. So you guys hear what sounds like frogs and splashing water and stabbing.
Okay.
I would yell poison, and I would actually lead away from the group. Try to lead and I would go back to use the rest of my movement to go there.
Okay. As you run up there, you're gonna get a little better view. And see the rest of this little cavern back here. Actually, don't see anything that way. And you see three more of the creatures seem to be huddled together over in this corner, and they seem to be standing up. You're assuming maybe that they were bedded down or something, but they stand up in this corner as they the sounds and motions.
That would end my turn there.
Okay. Very good. Next is Whisper.
Can you put the torchlight thing back on?
Oh yeah, why did that go off? That's weird. I kill it somehow?
Whoopsie.
Oh no. I must have somehow. It says it's on, but it's not on. Let me see.
There you go. All right.
I gotched it. I gotched it that time. Okay.
Oh, my mouse. Come on. There we go.
So you hear the clear sounds of combat and frogs engaging and such, likely to the north. Alundo, you are suddenly bathed in light.
I'm concentrating.
Or Owen, I should say. Mm-hmm.
I would like to do an insight check.
Mm-hmm.
To tell if they're, scared, protecting themselves, or if they're the aggressors.
Sure.
What? What happened to the murder bot you used to be in D&D?
I'm old and cool now.
So what you can see from here are the backs of these two kind of upright frogs almost, looking kind of to the north away from you. One of them is in really bad shape. Doesn't really appear to be going anywhere. The other is kind of looking in that direction and seems to be aggressively moving to the north for some reason. So kind of hard to tell from what's happening with this, but it looks like they're definitely engaged in combat.
All right. Well, that read? I'll do a short bow attack on the non-injured one.
Okay.
I'm getting sneak attack, I'm guessing.
Oh yeah, they don't. They don't know you're there. Although
No,
your
with
lights,
this giant lantern, they don't know he's there.
well, he's come around the corner and they're a little distracted by something else. So yeah, we'll give you sneak attack on that.
They wouldn't see the light coming in
So
the dark place.
Under
that we're
normal
with.
conditions, I would say absolutely, but because they've just been stabbed and there's another target to the north, they're not really.
It looks like that's 20 if I'm reading that right.
To hit 20.
No, well, 21 to hit and then 20 damage.
Oh yeah, you shoot him and you see the arrow come bursting out its chest on the other side, and the thing just falls forward.
All right, and then I'll yell out to Strider. See if we can calm him down.
It comes out as Strider. You hear something off in the distance that sounds like.
I would do a shrug emoji.
Perfect.
Awesome.
Strider, you happen to look over your shoulder. You see the light come around the corner, obviously, and all of a sudden you see an arrow burst through the chest of the one that was not damaged, and it falls forward dead into the water. Anything else you want to do, Whisper? You definitely still have some movement. So.
No, I took 30.
Oh, did you take all of it? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'll hide. Well, I'm holding a torch, so I'll just stay where I am. I'll just stay where I am.
Torch out. You can drop it in the water. That might work.
Yeah, no, I'm good.
Okay. Elundo, you are concentrating mightily on preparing this spell when all of a sudden you see, kind of out of your peripheral, a flash of light pass behind you, the sounds of some sort of combat to the north.
Oh, I just kind of let it happen, I think. I guess I should look.
You break off your spell, stand up and look, and you can see that there is, you stand up and turn around just in time to see Whisper pull up with the short bow, take a shot, and just on the very edge of the torchlight to the north, you see some sort of frog creature fall dead falling forward into the water splash.
I'll probably go right here. I can't see him. What is it? What'd you hit?
You hear Elundo.
Hey,
they're little frog people.
I can't hear you. I mean, I guess
You need to find a way that Whisper can just have telepathy.
Right.
Yes. I'll just ignore Elundo until he gets close enough where I can say it again.
What did you hit? I get up to you. I do my double movement, so.
They're little frog people.
Oh, why didn't you say so?
I think they're just trying to protect their home. I don't know if they're really aggressive. Even though I just killed one.
Can I rack my brain about frog people? History or?
Sure.
I mean, they'd probably be actually nature.
Nature, yeah.
I know shit.
You know they're little frog people.
12.
You've heard stories about them before. You've never seen one, and you don't know anything about them.
I know I'm excellent at this, but this time I'm not.
They weren't all that interesting. So
I love frog legs. I'm done.
Well,
Yes.
you're done. Owen, your wizard runs by you. You thought he was crouched there. Cast the spell. You turn your back for 1 second. He goes sprinting by you, at full speed and yelling to whisper the entire time, "What did you hit?"
My wizard is very much like I imagine what children are like.
Yeah.
Trying to corral and wrangle
children, right?
Children. So I suppose I will go. I will run up here. Be like, what?
You see a floating. You see a floating corpse. You see a floating corpse up there, and you can just barely, I think maybe, let me see. You can just, we'll say you can barely. You see what appears to be kind of another green-skinned, similar creature that appears to be pressed up against the wall directly across from it there. You can only make out kind of its one arm, which even from this distance you can kind of tell appears to be kind of hanging limply almost.
I don't know what's going on. I'm just going to stand right here until I understand something.
So you're holding action?
No, I ran, so I don't have.
Oh, you did a double move. Okay, gotcha. All right, cool.
Or not.
All right. Awesome. Next. Strider, you see the three creatures that were emerging. You saw kind of over there on the pod almost that were kind of hanging out there. All of a sudden, they vanished below the water. Isla, you are kind of standing at the edge of the torchlight. You see Whisper ran past you. It plunges you into darkness accidentally. He just runs a little bit beyond that.
Well, I have dark vision, though.
Yes. So as you do so, your vision shifts over. Now you're starting to see things in borderline picture predator vision. All of a sudden, as you're standing there, you just catch movement out of the corner of your eye, coming kind of to the north.
Super.
And all of a sudden, you see 3 of these frog creatures charge your direction.
Fuck all of you.
I didn't hear that. What'd you say?
You can't hear anything. You need an ear trumpet.
What? No. Oh, good idea.
They run up.
They run up.
Brandishing. Well, they kind of waddle up, actually. But they waddle up towards you, brandishing small spears. And you hear one of them call out in the loudest bullfrog kind of tone you've ever heard. It kind of echoes around in the cavern as it charges in your direction. And they all stab out at you.
Oh, they do. They don't try to capture me.
The one bringing up the rear, trying to whittle down the numbers.
Is it my turn yet? Or are they just attacking me right now?
It'll be your last.
Second. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know who's doing stuff. Oh, they're doing their things right now.
Stuff.
It sounds like there's a...
First one misses horrendously. Actually, almost stabs itself in its foot. It was so quick about coming up there that it misgauged how close it was to you and almost stabbed itself. The second one reaches out. You notice that it lunges for you rather than using the spear in its hand and attempts to bite you. It also misses. And the third one stops short, noticing how poorly the other two came towards you, and takes the small little spear in its hand and throws it in your direction.
Oh, dear.
What's your armor class? What's your armor class? Do you know off the top of your head? Let me look.
15.
15? Okay, miss. It whizzes by your head just barely and splashes in the water behind you, and it lets out a croak that appears to be a challenge in your direction as it slowly moves.
A croak.
A croak.
A croak.
And it is now... Oh, wait, hold on. Sorry. Owen, you're the only one. Oh, actually, you too, Strider. Strider, you and Owen. You see the one that's basically mangled that Strider almost destroyed, all of a sudden submerges below the water and disappears as well. Okay, Isla, it is your turn.
All right. I'm going to. I notice these are rather inept little creatures, and I don't necessarily feel particularly threatened by them. I'm going to cast Calm Emotions.
Nice.
They're close enough.
They are.
Shit. I forget how to do all this now. So...
He just has to roll.
What is it?
Roll. You have to look up the spell. What is...
I don't remember.
It's probably... I think it's Wisdom. And it's your DC, which is... 8.
It's Charisma.
Your DC's 15, I know that.
Yeah.
It's Charisma,
Oh,
okay.
it's Charisma?
15. Alright, roll them real quick.
Alright.
Should not be that tough. They are not all that awesome.
Stupid.
Oh, wow. One of them looks in your direction, blinks, and brandishes its spear.
Well,
that was a natural 20. The other one kind of stands there dumbly, kind of looks around. This one actually drops his... Oh, he didn't have a spear anyways because you threw it. He just actually puts his hands at his side, puts his arms out towards you, and starts to walk.
I love you, man.
Mama! Mm-hmm.
So what about the guy who tried to stab me?
He still wants to stab you. One of them. One of them clearly wants to stab you still. The other two, one is kind of just wants to stab
all right.
you. All
right.
wants...
I'm okay. So I'm just going to sort of hold my shield up, like just in between us, and just to back away a little bit from this guy and just say, relax now, I'm not trying to hurt you. I think we're just lost.
You can definitely say that. If you back away, though, he'll get an attack of opportunity.
Oh, all right. Well, I'll just hold my shield up in my other hand and be like, I'm not trying to hurt you. I'm just lost.
Okay.
I think with a shield, you have a higher armor class, don't you?
That's how I had.
That is her higher armor class.
That is my higher armor class.
Okay.
It'd be 13 otherwise.
You say that to him, and there actually is a response in a language that you don't understand, but it's definitely kind of like some sort of guttural, sounds like croaking almost.
Is it draconic?
It is not.
Oh, is it abyssal?
No, it is not.
Is it goblin?
No.
Is it Sylvan?
Yeah, no, it's not.
Like I speak
I'm pretty sure you guys don't have this.
So do I.
Yeah.
So.
All right then. So here I am.
All right. So you are. You're good.
2 more languages yet.
And maybe I'll holler out to the. All right, guys, it's time to come back now.
Yep.
All right. Okay.
Actually, I know beast folk.
You do know beast folk, kind of.
Yeah, that's the one I've been studying. Because I got like 2 more to take. I just don't know what to take.
Yep. Strider, your turn.
Do I see anything? Anything living?
Nothing's changed since last time. Nope.
I would. Let's see. Move 30 feet to like here.
Okay, hold on a second. As you're on that corner, I'm going to move you back because it may affect what you do. So, whoa, damn it. Hold on a second. Uno momento.
The whole world just
you see that? So as you kind of move around this corner, we're going to say right here, and this opens up so you can see that might change your path. you notice some stuff.
Yeah.
More importantly than some stuff,
I like
you see
stuff.
some other stuff.
Things and stuff. Business.
Like those fuckers.
Are you still doing stuff?
Yes. I'm attempting to. You see a giant frog.
Yeah, Ribbit. He's cute.
There aren't any frogs around here.
It's probably 15 feet across. And sitting in what appears to be like some sort of a nest almost. There's twigs and branches and all sorts of muck and goo and stuff. And it's kind of has emerged and stood up. So it actually is able to walk on its hind legs too, just like the other ones that you saw. But it's also frogged around it that I cannot for the life of me get to select for some reason. So crazy
as shit.
Yeah. Let's see. There's one. There we go.
Are you okay, Whisper?
There we go. Now you can see him, right?
Yep.
Okay. So it looks to be 6 little frogs, men, and a giant
Sounds
frog
like
there.
perfect for a fireball.
You can clearly see that this large frog, even in your quick view of this, is kind of being weighted on hand and foot. You can see that there's piles of food and things that have kind of been set around there. Looks like, no, you're not spending a lot of time, but in quick inspection, there's a bunch of barrels. Looks like cargo, foodstuffs, that kind of thing that are all piled up around there. So.
Yep. I cast Hunter's Mark on the big one, and longbow attack.
Okay. Fire away. You need to hit a 16 armor class, by the way. That is a miss, unfortunately.
Okay.
With your first one.
Do I get another one?
Yeah.
You get 2, don't you? I think.
You do. You sure do, boss.
Do I still, if I cast when I cast Hunter's Mark first?
Yes.
Yeah, it's still 2 attacks, and it's just because you're level. That is definitely a hit.
Oh, you get to add your Hunter's Mark.
Yeah, so it'll get a plus 1d6.
Uh-huh. Ten plus. $14 points of damage. Shoot it across, and it actually skips off the water and catches him right in the hip of the side. You can see that it's not happy about it. It actually stands up to its full height and lets out this gigantic wolf croak to the point where it's almost hurt your ears. It's so loud, and you can see that the frogs in this area, the 6 that are right there, kind of almost snap to attention a little more than they were, and seem to draw weapons and take up more of an aggressive stance.
I would let me see. These are 5 feet blocks, right?
Correct. Yep.
Yeah, so I would back up to the guys to about here. Let them know there's a big-ass frog and a bunch of little frogs up here that I just hit. They'll be coming this way soon. Prepare yourselves.
So as you kind of move through that space where you just were, the one that you basically crippled pops out of the water and attempts to bite you as you pass by.
Okay.
Bad frog.
Bad froggy.
Well, we are invading its territory.
Yep.
Right, they're not particularly dangerous creatures. We just happen to be where they live.
19.
Somebody jumped into their pit.
You take 3 points of damage, and you need to make a Constitution save for me, please.
What type of damage?
Bludgeoning. It says bludgeoning, but that should be piercing. Sorry. They bite down, and again, where it lands, you're surprised that it pops out of the water and bites you on the thigh. Again, you feel cold kind of emanate from that spot, and it dissipates, and you're fine.
Man,
I think the poison can get us in trouble.
Man, I want to take that poison damage.
No, you don't.
He does.
I don't think it's damage.
Oh, it's not damage?
It may or may not be damage, but I know if
You may or may not turn into a zombie lizard thing.
I don't know, but I know a lot of creatures can paralyze you and then they eat you. I imagine frogs like this, that would be their benefit.
Right? Like the poison frogs in the Amazon.
Exactly.
Yep.
All right, so you continue on. You move to that spot, and the frog that was there resubmerges. Pops up, bites you, and drops back into the depths. Which you know is not very deep, by the way. So,
Right.
At least not where you ran.
Yeah, my turn will be over there.
In my boots.
Yep. Next is Whisper.
All right. He's looking around and realizes that Isla isn't with them. So
yeah, so I'll
We can
set
hear
the
it,
scene for
too.
you really quick. Yeah, so initially you hear what clearly is the sounds of combat. Again, sounds very similar to what you heard from the north, coming from all of a sudden behind you. And as you spin in that direction, you hear splashing from now above you as Strider comes running around the corner and says, "I just shot a giant frog. Get ready."
And many others.
yeah. I'm gonna take a quick insight check to see who's aggressive towards Isla and who's not.
Okay.
My new battery for this mouse. No, doesn't matter. Hard to read.
Yeah, exactly.
Goddamn mouse.
As you spin, as you kind of come around the corner and gain a vision of what's happening, you see three frogmen that are engaging with her. She's got a shield up, and you can hear her saying something. And then all of a sudden, you see one of them. They raise their hands like this and start walking towards her.
All right. I'll shoot not the one with his hands up,
Okay.
but another one of the three.
One of them has both of them have spears. Two of them have spears, and then the one that's holding its arms up doesn't have anything in its hands.
I'll shoot one of the ones that's still armed.
All right. You shoot across, and it skips off the water and submerges into the depth.
What's that air?
Yeah. I'll use my bonus action to come up next side her.
Okay.
Well, yeah, that'll get Alondo and Oh, and now the light, but now we're even.
There you go.
It doesn't matter. I don't need any.
Oh, and all of a sudden you feel like you've gone blind. You're like, what? What happened?
Yeah.
All right, that's it, right for you?
Yeah.
Alondo, you are half in light, half not.
It don't matter. I can see. Thank God for elf blood. So I am going to launch a fireball in the middle, around in the middle, but I can only see so far, so...
So how far can you fireball reach? What's your range? 60 feet? Yeah.
Yeah, I might have to go up one square to really get them. So I can get this guy here. Oh no, I can get them all. They're all dead. I can just point at that one guy
maybe
there.
they're immune to fireballs. Did you think of that?
They could be. I mean, then I will make it force damage.
Yeah, just go ahead. So where? Just show me where you run up to.
Right there. I already did. I'm already there.
Oh, that's close enough.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, that's exactly 60 feet.
Cool.
That first guy in front, 60 feet. So that actually gets all of them.
Awesome.
We'll fireball it. Wait, let me find my notes on how to do a fireball. Oh, there they are.
DC is 16, which is...
What's the minimum damage you can do?
Well, it's just gonna do it automatically. Don't worry. 16.
Yep. Actually, so yeah, you cast the fireball and boom, it just kind of goes there. The six small ones around there, they literally are burnt to crisps. You can smell what smells like burnt, like amphibian, as they kind of just crumble in place. The large one actually stands up to its full height after that, croaks one more time, takes 2 steps in your direction, and then falls forward. That was exactly how many hit points of that left.
Terrible. Well, that take care of that. Unfortunately, Ira, I think, is going to be a little pissed.
Let's see, how far? Let me make sure. So, what's the radius on that? 40 foot, right?
Well, it's 20 feet from him, so it got him all.
I mean, it's 20-foot radius for a fireball, right? 40 feet across.
Yeah, it got him all. It's I put it on him, not in the middle, on the guy in front there.
Oh, you put it here, okay.
Yeah, because that's the only place I can see, right? Because I can only see 60 feet.
Yeah, right.
So.
Right. Oh, gotcha. Okay, cool. Yeah, cast a giant fireball. Kind of all the stuff around the edges is all ablaze now.
Yes.
All of the supplies, everything that's over there is all burning.
That is very true.
So, okay, cool. Awesome. So you're good. Owen, what would you like to do? You just saw your wizard run by you and cast some sort of spell that caused a major explosion in the other room.
Well, I hope they were all evil people.
I'm sure they were.
I will light a torch.
Good plan.
That fireball didn't light this whole place up. We can see everything.
It did light up this room for sure.
And then I will walk myself up here and just say, "What did you do?"
Who?
You.
Oh,
What did you?
It's on fire. I have frog legs.
Yes.
Oh, gracious.
I mean, they were clearly going to eat Schneider and probably us.
I take out the bones I have, small aquatic animal, and I bring them to my forehead and I ask forgiveness from the the aquatic gods.
Awesome.
I grab a fiery frog bone and add it to his bones on his head.
Where did you? I'm sorry. Where did you go, Owen? Did you stop right where you're at, or did you go further?
I literally just walked up to Alondo.
Okay.
With a torch in my hand, like a civilized person.
Hold on a second. All right, I'm gonna put the torchlight on you too, just for the heck of it. That's awesome. Competing torchlights. I'll change the color here. There we go.
Mine is a warm, gentle glow.
It's much more of a nice to have than a must have here. So, all right. Okay. Very cool. So, and that's all you're doing, right? You stopping there? Okay. Cool. The frogs die in a fiery blaze. As they do so, Strider, all of a sudden you notice that you're no longer alone where you're standing here.
Oh, yes, because we're next to... Oh, dear.
3 frogs jump up. One of them you clearly identify as the one that you mangled initially. It's barely hanging on, but the other 2 you did not see before. And the mangled one attempts to bite you.
This ain't good.
And 23. Holy crap! That's a crit actually. A crit for a bite. It's gonna be like 6 damage. 8 damage. Matter of fact, 8 damage, and make a Constitution save for me.
Good thing it doesn't give you disadvantage for crits.
Right.
You said 8 damage, right?
8. Yeah. And as it bites down on your arm, you just get your arm up in time to block the bite, and it bites on, the teeth sinking deeply into your forearm. You feel that same cold, although this time the cold radiates. You feel it radiate to your fingers, and then you feel it radiate up your arm. All of a sudden, you go rigid, and you physically cannot.
Oh my God!
Like
mute yourself.
you're on teetering in place as you stand there.
Oh, I was afraid of this. Oh, no.
The second one that popped up there, that is the appears to be healthy, attempts to reach around its comrade and stab you with its little spear. And proceeds to miss altogether. The third one also reaches out with the spear. And 16? What's your armor class? 15? 18? 18. Misses as well. Pierces, goes to stab you underneath your arm, and even though you're... Oh, actually, hold on. You don't have any dexterity, because you're paralyzed, right? So what is paralyzed?
Want me to look it up? Condition, right?
I got it right here. Hold on a second. Paralyzed.
Is it automatic crit if they're hit?
Paralyzed.
Can't move, can't automatic spell strength. Attack rolls have advantage.
Dexterity.
Okay, it's just advantage. So I just got to roll again. It's just advantage, which seems a little crazy, but that's okay.
Yeah, it used to be you didn't get your dexterity, but I don't know
Yeah,
why they got rid of that, because it doesn't make sense, because you can't move now. What? So.
Yeah. Whatever. We're gonna follow the rules.
Except when we're lighting up ropes.
Well, that's fun.
That wasn't
still
awesome.
misses.
Idea.
Still misses. Stabs
take what I can
underneath your arm, and stands there dumbly looking at you. you would get an attack of opportunity, but you don't because you're paralyzed. So the 3 that are in front of you, yet again, vanish in the water.
And obviously, I didn't take any cold damage, right?
Cold damage? No, that was
or any type of magic damage.
Magic? No.
But you're in water and you're paralyzed, right? It means you're drowning.
No, it's not that deep.
Oh, okay.
I was only up to my knees. Yeah.
If the guy would have hit him just there, I would have had him fall over, and then he would have started to drown. But since he missed him, he's just standing in place right there, frozen.
Oh, okay, got it. Right.
So.
Can you cast when you're paralyzed?
Nope. You can't do shit.
You can't
Okay.
even talk, I don't think.
You are incapacitated, cannot move, cannot speak.
Yeah, I didn't know if spells could go off.
Cannot take actions
no.
or reactions.
Right. Which is why you didn't get an attack of opportunity, because they submerged in front of you. So.
You can't do shit.
Isla and Whisper. One of the frogs menacing there stands in front of you, looks at Isla with rage in its beady frog eyes, and lunges at you to attack with a bite because it's angry. So try to make it friendly. $16 hits, right? 16 hit? Or 15?
So.
What's your armor class? Let me look.
15.
15? Okay, so that's hit. Yep. Massive damage! 2 points of damage, but you also have to make Constitution save.
Oh, wait. Uh-oh.
Let's see.
Didn't even get to do anything fun with that. Oh. So it leaps at you, and you're able to get your arms up in time to do so.
Inspiration!
Yeah, you could do that.
Oh, I do have inspiration, yeah.
Yeah.
I guess I should do that again.
If you'd like to, definitely.
Look
Yeah, good timing. Get your arm up in time just as the thing latches onto your shoulder with a bite, and you feel the cold emanating around the wound, but it dissipates. You're sure it was
I don't think he can bite through my leather armor.
Yes, it can, because it's special. It got in between your leather armor. It bit you in the armpit. How's that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
That shit would hurt.
Armpits.
Two whole points of damage.
Jeez, guy. Mind your beeswax.
Seeing that it bites, it attempts to submerge. It's actually closer to you now because it moved. You both get attack of opportunity.
Yay!
And
Good. I'm gonna swing my warhammer.
smash it. It's going to try and get away. That is a miss. Unfortunately, you splash water next to it.
I hit it though, right?
You definitely hit it. Yeah.
I
I
got
love splash water.
13 with a +5.
It's a 15. Yeah. Got him with luck. That's for hit. Yep. 10 points of damage.
Yeah.
Yep. You stab it right through the shoulder. Kind of, you can see the tip actually start to come out of its chest a little bit, and you can hear it gurgle a bit, but it slides off the blade and submerges under the water. The other two in place, the one is standing dumbly and literally looking around in all directions. The third one has actually made it over to you now, Isla, and is attempting to grab a hold of your thigh. It's trying to hug your thigh.
So them seeing their friend be attacked doesn't dissipate the spell.
I don't
No.
think
No, it's you.
so.
If you attack him, it does.
You have to take direct action against it, I think.
I
Yeah.
thought it said seeing their friend.
Oh,
be
does it?
We're
Does
The
it say
spell
that?
says that.
Yeah.
Does.
Yeah.
Then I'll have it bite you. How's that?
we're still in
What's it called? Calm emotion.
knee-high water.
It ends if the target is attacked or harmed by a spell, or if it witnesses any of its friends being
Oh.
harmed.
Yeah, because he
Okay.
gets pissed off again, right? Makes sense. Cool.
You know, I'm super helpful to myself.
Thanks for that.
So, but we're still in knee-high water, right?
Correct.
It's
Okay.
just really-
See,
So
you're
it's
getting
gonna
good
attempt
at
to
your
push you
spells
too.
now. reading this.
I don't want to be the jerk ass who's like, you can't do that. That's not right.
It attempts to bite you, and it misses completely. It went from trying to hug your leg to trying to bite it, but it missed. So.
Well, you know. Just stop it.
And now it will also try to submerge, so you guys can try and kill this one too.
Can I hit it with my warhammer again?
They hide under the water.
Yes, go ahead.
Everyone should hold their actions when they come up.
We
That
both
is
get
definitely a hit.
we both get an attack.
Yeah, you're close enough. Actually, no, you don't.
Action.
You guys only get one
Yeah.
attack of opportunity, so you guys don't get to hit it. Sorry.
You pretended.
Sucks to be.
You pretended to hit.
And
Alright,
the other
whatever.
one that's further away is going to throw
Sucks to be
its little spear at. We'll do. No, it's pissed at Isla. It's going to throw it at Isla. So I tried to make it friendly. It's not happy now. Sorry.
I know. Nobody
hit-
wants to be friends with the.
You hit
Sad
its
little
friends.
Well, you fucking blew them all up.
It missed.
Yes.
It missed.
That's why
It threw
they're
it, and it
I was trying to be friends.
it skipped off the water and it missed. So,
At least they're not very good at it.
but this one is also going to submerge. Go on. Okay, Isla, it's your turn. What would you like to do?
Can I just use my last warhammer swing?
You can definitely swing. You know where they were. You're just gonna have to attack with disadvantage.
Oh, they both went under the water. They're not trying to pull me under the water.
They submerged. Yep.
Yeah, so it gives you disadvantage. Or you can hold your action for when they pop up and then.
I will hold
pop
it,
them
and
Yep.
if I see them, I'll play whack-a-mole.
Yep. So basically
Yep.
got it. Ryder, you're up. Oh, were you gonna move? Sorry, did you want to move or you want to stay where you're at, Isla? I know
Well-
you said you could action, but
Is this like an embankment to the north of me? That space?
there's some dry-ish land there. Yes,
I'm going to sort of move to the embankment so I'm not in the water and press my back up against the wall there so that I can see the directions in front of me.
So I'll tell you this one more time. I'm not going to tell you again after this. If you move out of the range of where they potentially were, if they're still there, they'll get an attack of opportunity on you. They may have moved,
All right.
but just
Yeah.
let me know.
All right.
You gonna stay
Yeah.
put or you gonna move?
Maybe I'll just kind of hang out for a minute there.
Okay.
I'll just look over at Whisper and just be like, "What the fuck?"
Yep. Gotcha. Okay.
Yep.
Cool. Strider.
I can't do anything, right?
Sure you can. You can dance. You can sing. You can.
Caroline?
You can do that when you're paralyzed?
But you do it all inside. It's your
That's right.
heart.
Well, you can't show any.
Show us your inner power.
In your head. In your head.
You should hold action. That's what you should do. Whisper.
I hold that.
You're such a mean man.
Yeah.
Well, I know. Isla and I had the same idea. So. I'm gonna bonus action disengage to solid ground,
Okay.
and then I'm gonna hold action to attack whatever pops up in front of me, or Isla.
Okay.
So, rapier strike.
You should get long range weapons ready.
Thank you, metagamer. You're not even in the same room.
Oh, I'm gonna not. Oh,
No,
thought could see him.
I had my rapier out for close engage because the guy was 5 feet next to me. But
Yeah, I thought I could see.
So,
Sorry.
I'll hold my action for whatever I can see. So, the dagger, rapier strike.
Okay. Cool. Orlando. What are you doing, old man?
I'm going to hold my action for the wand and grab him. Let's move back some.
You're moving where? Wait. Who's moving where? What?
I asked Owen to grab him and move back some.
I'll grab
I can't grab him. I'm
grab Strider.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I got the wand of Reb ready. I mean, yeah, you can do whatever you want, though.
He could actually probably
actually, kind of. Sometimes you are. So.
He could probably would notice that the rope's still attached to my belt, and he could just pull me.
You cut that rope, remember?
No, I didn't cut it. I tried.
Oh,
to
you didn't. You didn't get a chance to. That's right. You were going to. Sorry. Yep.
Can you unreveal what's next to me?
No. All right. Yeah. Sure.
Okay.
I can do that.
Fine then. It's a block, a black block.
Yeah.
A metal.
It's a tunnel that goes to the west. That goes.
Is it? Oh.
As far as your vision will go, and then it bends to the right.
Oh, I don't want to go that way. I'll stay right here. Thank you.
Okay. Awesome.
Yeah, I'm done.
Owen, what do you do?
I'm gonna put myself over here next to the paralyzed man.
Uh-huh.
And I'm going to ready an action that if I see anything pop up, I'm going to punch it in the face.
Awesome.
I'm not going to get anything else involved. I'm just going to use...
You're not going to let it dine on frog blood?
Nope. I'm just going to use, Matilda and John Henry here.
There you go.
Okay. That's too funny.
Here come the hold attacks. Oops.
Okay. Awesome. So you move into position, and almost directly below, between your legs, one of the little frogmen pop up. Right in front of you. Bonk.
Oh, frogman.
He's tiny enough that he pops up. He clearly has every intention to attack the frozen stone man. So that's what he's attempting to do.
Okay, gonna launch my.
We go simultaneously. So go ahead if you wanna. You held your action, so go ahead. You can.
Yeah.
You want to punch him?
I'm going to punch him. I'm going to do that.
Look at chat, by the way, too.
It's not that kind of fight. I'm pretty sure I don't hit him.
You take a swing right over the top of his head. And as you do so, you feel a searing pain radiating from your hip. You look down expecting maybe some lizard, some frogman had jumped out of the water to grab you, but no, it's actually, you can see even through looking through that the pain is radiating from your sheath all of a sudden, and it's racing across your leg as it is right this second. And you just, it's excruciating. It's just nothing like you've ever felt before. And you take 6 points of damage. As it's just this pain is just kind of, your blood is almost on fire inside of your leg as it radiates up your hip slowly and then just slowly recedes back towards it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
What's wrong, Owen?
Well, I don't have the ability to, since I readied an action, I can't draw my weapon for my second attack. Correct?
I'll say you can in this situation. How's that?
All right.
Normally, no, but yes. How's that?
All right. I'll give the Witchblade what it wants.
Feed him to the mania.
I think technically you can split up your attacks how you want, so, but...
Well, it was a held action.
You can't draw a weapon, though, can you? It has to be a weapon that's already drawn, don't you? Can't you? Isn't it supposed to?
No, drawing a weapon is a free action.
Free action.
Yeah. The difference is this was a held action.
Right.
Oh, yeah, you can't do a free action during held. Yeah, you're right. Sorry. My bad.
It's okay.
I'm all out of it today.
No, you're good. You take a swing, but the pain is still excruciating in your leg, even though you've drawn the blade. And you take a swing and cut across the top of its head.
I don't like what's going on here.
All right, you take your swing. The frogman you attempted to impale turns his attention back towards the frozen man and attempts to bite him.
I'm going to give him disadvantage by giving him my shield.
Oh, okay. Very good. A good thing, because I rolled a 20. I didn't roll a 20. I rolled a 17, but would have been a hit. So it actually, he attacks you instead. How does that work? Do you take the damage, or does it...
No, I put my shield in his way, so I impose disadvantage on him.
Okay, awesome. Very nicely done.
I can do that for anybody within 5 feet of me.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Are you shield master?
No, that's my fighting style.
Oh, okay, yeah, that one.
Yeah, so he misses, and he's actually was completely unexpecting that, so he kind of remains in place. At the same time, the two others pop up. The one that's been mangled is there kind of as well, and then the other, and they both lash out at Strider, seeing an easy meal.
Didn't the Lundo have his wand ready too?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, you did. I'm sorry. Yeah, what we're gonna do.
He's got to roll a. Wait. There's a first roll. I don't remember if it's Dex or Strength. A Dexterity saving throw, DC 15.
He and I are in the same space, so do we both roll it?
Strider's not rolling anything.
No, he doesn't. It's only the people I target. Wait.
No, it's a radius.
It's a radius, right?
It's a 20-foot cube.
Yeah, I'll just do it in the cube behind them, so it only gets them.
You're gonna get the two. Well,
I can just get the two right there and not him.
Well, the two on the top is one of them standing basically.
Oh, I can't see him because there's a bubble right there. Oh, I see.
Yeah,
I'll get that one and that one.
Those two on the side. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. So they're gonna do Dex save. You said?
Yeah, Dex DC 15. It's actually lower than my DC, but that's the way wands work. So he's restrained. He doesn't get a move.
That one's a make. That was a natural 20. So.
Oh, bummer.
We're gonna say this top one here is restrained.
All right. So he can't hide either.
No, he's gonna stay right where he's at.
Fucker. And you get advantage to hit him. Oh, damn frogs.
That one's stuck. This one is not. He's going to attempt to bite Strider again because they're dumb. That's a miss. No, it's not. Sorry, it's with advantage. That's a hit. 22. So you get a massive 4 points of piercing damage as well, Strider. Okay. And then he is going to submerge as well. All right. It's a long turn. Isla, it's your turn. You'd like to smash the water.
All right, so I don't see any movement in the water, do I?
They submerged, and you did not see where they. You can take an action and try and use perception to track them down, but it'll
No, I'm gonna just move myself over what I was gonna do before.
Okay. You move. As you kind of pass, I'm going to move you back real quick just so that you know kind of where we're talking about. Oops.
Yep.
As you pass through this section right here, all of a sudden out of the water, one of the froggy menaces pops up and attempts to bite you.
Well, and I'm holding my action, right, for when he pops up?
Correct.
Yep.
You can take a swing and he can take a bite, so... they're kind of at the same time, but go ahead since you were holding action. I'll let you go first.
Try to get my
Match
thing.
up.
Can I just use my last roll?
No.
Let me think about it.
Uh-oh. Well, son of a bitch. This Warhammer is not doing so great.
He startled you a bit. So you he threw him off by a little bit. He takes a bite at you. And I'm rolling it. Same. 19. Takes a bite out of you and goes for your leg for 3 points of damage, but also make a Constitution save.
I was gonna attack the first thing I saw that came out too.
Yeah, you can shoot that too.
So I've got
That
it.
is a save. So it bites you on the leg, but you feel the cold again, but it does not affect you.
And 3
Right.
points of damage.
3 points of damage, right? Yep.
So-
and you can shoot it. Go ahead.
I'm throwing a dagger at it because I had rapier and dagger out.
Okay.
Miss.
Miss, unfortunately. Clatters off the wall. Falls in the water.
It's dark.
It is dark. Plus, you got a torch. You're probably stuck in the ground next to you, so it's not like you've got
Yeah.
a distraction. So, Strider, hold action. Whisper, your turn.
All right. The frog is still out of the water. I can still see it.
Yes, he did not drop back in. Yep.
All right. I will use my bow then. I'll use bonus action to do insightful attack.
Yep.
So it's wisdom versus deception, or insight versus deception. I rolled a 10.
That's probably good enough for these guys, but let's see.
I rolled a 2.
6. You win.
All right. So I get sneak attack. Oh, come on. I don't know why the mouse isn't working. All right. Oh, fucking kidding me.
It's dark. It's wet.
Double ones. Yeah, but double ones.
It's impressive. That is impressive.
All right. Yeah, I don't. I'm gonna use my. Well, I already used my bonus, so I'm good.
Okay.
I'll be ready for next round.
Orlando.
Did you have advantage on that?
What? Oh,
Did you have advantage?
You got
No,
an advantage. You had double ones.
yeah, double ones.
Uh-oh. I just know what he didn't, because then you can use inspiration. That's not
You sound like a robot all of a sudden, by the way, Sean.
Robo!
Yes.
Robo-Star.
Can you hear me?
No.
I can kind of hear you, but it's literally like every other syllable.
That's awesome. I don't know how to fix that. Other than calling you back.
Robot.
Just talk really slowly so we get every syllable.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, that didn't work.
I'm going to get...
Firebolt the restrained guy. Okay, cool. Roll it away.
That's advantage, right?
Yep. That's a hit either way. That was the one that was mostly dead. You just blew his head off. It was literally on fire, and now his head is no longer there. He is dead. Deader than dead.
Does the web catch on fire?
Sure.
I don't know. Does it?
I'm okay with that. Yeah, well, I would think, right?
It's the best part about web.
Burning. Burninator!
Webs are flammable.
Oh, 2-4.
There you go. Nobody else is in the web, though. That's the problem. But
No.
that still sucks.
How are we looking on this encounter?
It looks like you're a statue. That's how we're looking.
Yeah, that's how I feel too. I'm gonna be a statue in bed soon too.
Yeah. Yeah. I think we've probably got another round, maybe or so. We'll see what happens.
All right. Yeah, I'm good then.
We just need to hit him. Hit him.
I can't hit anybody unless somebody can scare me.
It's not like they've got a lot of hit points, but they're slowly whittling away.
Is there an unparalyzed spell?
It'll wear off.
Yes.
Or that too. Yeah, there's definitely spells that eliminate
You can
effects.
anti-poison will do it too.
Sean, we don't have any idea what you're saying, but we appreciate the input.
That's awesome. All right, so you did your thing, right, Orlando? You're not moving at all, or you're staying put?
I'm done.
You're done.
He's done.
Owen, what would you like to do? You have a frog between your legs.
Well, that's rude. I guess I'm going to stab it like my witch master has told me to. Come here, frog.
That is a hit. Just barely, but that is a hit.
You're still like that, though. But I'm going to use a distracting strike. Which means I'm going to use one of my superiority dice to add to the damage, and it has anybody attacking it has advantage until my next turn.
Sweet.
Very nicely done. 6 points of damage. Also roll for you to see if you get any hit points back for that. So.
Okay.
I also wrote something in chat for you, by the way. Apparently.
Can you hear me?
I hear robot.
Choppy.
Right, that's what we hear. Yep.
It translated that as meatloaf.
Awesome.
Okay, so it's still there?
It's not dead.
Well, then let's hit it again.
You should do that, yes.
Oh, God, we're just rolling so bad.
That's not a hit.
That is not a hit. I'll use another superiority die for that one.
Okay.
There we go.
So
14.
That's 14.
That's a miss.
Oh.
It was a good try. All right, you gonna move? You gonna stay put? What you doing?
I'm gonna stay right there.
That's I figured. Okay. The frog that you just stabbed is not happy, so it turns your direction and tries to bite you.
That's right.
It
Come
does
on.
not have a spear anymore. It missed. It goes to bite you, and it's thrown off balance by your strike, and it ends up biting empty air.
Too bad for you.
Too bad for it, yes. Behind Strider, all of a sudden emerging from the water, yet another frogman who pops up and takes a bite at his ass.
I will use my shield to block him as well.
Oh, good thing you did, because it was a 22 otherwise. With disadvantage, it misses. It bites into your shield, and you can hear the grinding of frog teeth. Although frogs don't have teeth, but frog teeth on your
Probably why they're
shield.
bludgeoning.
Nicely done.
Gross.
Yeah, it probably is why it's bludgeoning.
Oh, you can hear me now.
I can, and it sounds normal.
Wow.
I don't know what you did.
I reset something.
Awesome. Cool. Isla.
Where am I?
All of a sudden, 3 frogs emerge.
Hmm.
2. One of them was already emerged. The other 2 pop up.
So I didn't ever get to move on my last turn, like I wanted after they
You can
didn't.
still continue. Yeah, I didn't have you do that, but go ahead and move wherever you want to go. That's fine.
I just want to.
Because after it had its attack of opportunity, it shouldn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just want my back against the wall
Smart.
where I'm facing, and I'm on the land-ish.
Perfect. This one here, which was still above water, moves in your direction to attack and attempt to bite you. This one that popped up near Whisper is going to engage him, and the last one I'm just going to roll for the hell of it. Percent. Let's see what it attacks. Whisper. And the other second one moves towards Whisper as well. They've all given up on their spears. They're kind of in a either don't have them anymore, or they're kind of whipped up into a fury, so they're all just fighting.
Well, yeah, because those 2, right? Did they drop their spears when I
They did,
cast the
yeah.
spell on them? Yeah.
Yeah, they did. The one attacking you, Isla, misses. The one attacking you, Whisper, misses with 1 bite, and the second one misses it. So they're all standing there looking you in the face, ready to fight. They, all turn. 2 of them are actually up on land a little bit here. Whisper.
All right.
And the other one's in the water here still, but it's quite a bit shallower where you're at right now, so there's nowhere for it to go. It's submerged.
Okay.
Isla, you're up.
Okay, I'm over this. I'm going to cast Spiritual Weapon.
Okay.
Nice.
Start wailing on them. That's cool.
Yeah. I forget which thing I have to roll. Oh, I'm just rolling a regular, aren't I?
Yeah. It's plus your spell modifier, your wisdom modifier. It's a die 8, I think.
Hold on. Let me pull my thing up. It's always a pain in my ass. So, what is my spell modifier? Wisdom?
Yep.
Yeah.
Woo!
Right.
That's a miss. Just kidding.
So, that's going to go against the guy who's by me
Just biting your face. Yeah.
in the face. A big golden double-sided axe.
Okay.
I'll just
Like it.
swinging through him. What's the damage for that thing?
I think it's 1 die 8 plus your modifier.
Modifier, I think.
Yeah, I knew how to do it last time, and I can't do it again.
The little die on your left side, and the little vertical.
One die 8. Plus my spell modifier, which is 7, I think.
1 die. So. what
Yeah,
is that?
plus 7, so.
So 9.
And then,
yeah,
and then I'm going to use the bonus action. I can change it to a different person.
That's good because that one died. So you literally chop down with your double blade golden axe, and it splits the thing's head.
Excellent. So I'm going to just swing it around to the other guy. This guy.
Yep.
And do it again. Well.
You were so impressed with yourself by cleaving the thing's head in two that you miss altogether.
Yeah, it was a surprise. All right then.
Cool. You're gonna move. You can move because there's nothing within 5 feet.
I will sort of come over here by this little shrub of a thing.
Yep.
And the wall, and just be there.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
Strider, hold action. Whisper, your turn.
All right, I'll switch my insightful fighting to the one in front of me.
Yep.
So insight versus its deception.
Yep. Seven, you're good.
All right. Rapier attack.
Yeah.
All right. That's a hit with
It is.
sneak attack. 22.
Dead. You literally drive the rapier directly through one of its bulbous eyes. It explodes, and the thing croaks and goes down.
Right.
I used my bonus action already, so I'll stand my ground.
Okay.
But
Alondo!
actually, yeah,
Oh,
I'll stand my ground.
okay. What do you do, old man? There are two frogs, a frozen man, and your protector over there with a frog
Is the
between his
protector
legs.
still up, right?
He's still up. Yep, he's just got a frog.
Okay. Oh, I got there just a spell. It's called Firebolt. And I will totally miss. And my turn is done.
And you hit the wall. Okay.
Well,
I like it.
Shit.
Owen,
Sounds about right.
okay.
now, besides piss off your sword. Oh.
I still have two guys. They're up in front of me, huh?
One's kind of tucked behind Strider, but the other one's between your legs there, right there.
So that's the one I'll go after, is the one close to me.
Yep.
There you go.
That's definitely a hit, and it's just
That's a
gonna
crit.
Yeah, it's
Yep.
just I'm sure. Yeah. Dead.
Dead.
You literally drive the sword down, precariously missing your man parts, and you kill the frog. One swing.
Perfect. Now let me turn my attention to this other annoying creature on the other side.
Yes. That is also a hit. Now you guys are rolling like you're supposed to. Look at that. 11. He was he injured? Yeah. He is teetering. You literally slash him across the chest. He staggers backwards and doesn't quite fall, but he turns away from you, clearly looking to flee.
Roast him.
That's all I'm going to choose to do right now.
Okay. He's going to try and get away since it's their turn. And he's going to leave your proximity, so you're able to do an attack of opportunity if you would prefer, or not.
Hey, watch this. This is my attack of opportunity.
Ooh,
No,
no go.
2 out of 3 ain't bad.
He hops towards this direction. 5.
Straight out of Lumbo.
Nope, this way. Heading down this tunnel.
It's where we're going next.
And he cuts around that corner, heading that direction. And he would submerge. You see him head down the tunnel, and then you see him vanish under the water.
Good choice.
The one that's there with next to Whisper lashes out and tries to bite his testicles. I don't know why.
Yikes.
Not sure why. What he's going for. That's a miss.
Thank God.
Yes. Strider.
Poison damage.
Hold your action. All right, Whisper, your turn.
No, the paralyzation lasts a long time.
Well, it's
yeah,
1
if we
minute.
fail on these, we could
Or
be in big doo-doo.
All right. I am going to disengage.
Okay, use your bonus action for that.
Yep, and then hit him with a bow.
Okay. That's it. That's 15. Dead. You shoot him in the face, and he dies. Okay. Anything else you want to do? You moved. You probably have some more movement.
I want to do a quick perception check to see if anything else is coming from any of the other tunnels near us.
Okay, go ahead. Normally that'd be an action, but go ahead and do it.
Yeah, thank you. Nope. Average.
You think there are frog people everywhere? No, I'm just kidding. Lundo.
We got him over here.
Okay.
You hear?
Clear. We're clear.
You hear some murmuring coming from the
I'm
other
gonna hold action with a firebolt, just in case someone pops up.
Okay.
And I'll probably go
Okay.
over here or something.
Owen?
I'm just holding action in case another one pops up around me.
Okay. All right, we are out of combat. You guys wait for, we'll say another couple minutes. Strider, you all of a sudden, you can now move, although there's quite a bit of stiffness in your joints, and it takes you a while to kind of work them out. A few minutes, not even a few minutes, probably at this point, another 15, 20 seconds later, you come to and you're able to move. But you guys wait around for a few minutes, and nothing else is to...
The whole time.
Alright, I'm over it. Are we done now?
We got some things to look at.
You
turn
blew up
around and look. You turn around and
all
look
the
at your
things
handiwork.
to look at.
You turn around and look at your handiwork in the cave, by the way, Alundo, and you notice that all of the goods and everything in there are pretty much have burned to unrecognizable at this point. Although because of the water and because of what was there, it's not really spreading beyond this dirt patch. It kind of, as it gets there, it kind of goes out in the water that's there. But it's pretty much everything's toast.
So you've scorched all the things you wanted to study, so I suspect there's not a whole lot left here for us to look at.
Good job, Smoke.
I look around.
It's time to be done with this soggy tunnel.
Alundo, since you're looking, go ahead and roll a D100 for me.
One D100. I say it. You do it.
54. Roll a D12.
D12.
And now a D10.
Random tables.
You got it. In amongst all of the the crap that's in there now that's kind of burning down to not quite ash, but close. You do just catch the corner of something there that looks to be almost like a metal flask. It's kind of flat rather than a cylindrical kind of style, but you can see that there's a stopper in it. But the stopper is got a metal capping on it as well. And you reach over to go and to grab it. It's hot to the touch, so you actually pick it out with your boot. But you see that really appears to be the only thing that's salvageable. Probably it's made of metal. All right, you kick it over to the edge of the water, and it sizzles as you do so.
All right, you got a flask out of it.
And I smell it.
It's quite the price.
It smells almost like metallic. Not quite metallic like blood metallic, but it definitely smells like some sort of metal.
Silver.
Can we see what's over here in the map?
Where are you at? Sorry.
I'm like
To the north? Oh, dark. I'll just...
over there.
Yeah, here you go.
Alright, I'm going to search the whole place.
All right.
I'll run up and assist, so he gets advantage.
You might be better at it than me, though.
For investigation.
Well,
Somebody roll investigation.
Okay. My investigation
You're
is probably
probably
what's
better.
yours? Okay.
5.
19.
Yeah, that's good. So really, looks like there was a lot of random stuff in here. Hard to tell because a lot of it's been burned, but it looks like your guess is that it's probably were offerings that were kind of collected here, and everything from things that would have been important to people who were sailors to things that probably were important to the lizard men, like there are some hand-carved kind of stone figurines and things that are in here. Some of them, not surprisingly, look like turtles. You also see some things that look like giant lizards that are carved out of that stuff. You do find some, probably was in a sack before things were lit on fire, some gems and some coinage too. So you find a total of 26 gold and looks like 3 opals.
Similar places. You said 26 gold, huh?
Correct. Yep. Scattered throughout. Yes. The opals were definitely in that bag together because you found them kind of right next to each other, but the gold was kind of split out. So.
How many opals?
All right. 3.
3.
Can
Yeah, I think I gotta head out and
figure
guys.
out how much they're worth?
Yep. Thanks, Al.
Yeah, have a good night. Nice
Later.
seeing you guys all
Bye.
again.
See you around.
Yeah, no
man.
problem.
Buddy.
See you soon.
Night.
See ya, good night.
See ya.
Can I try to figure out how much they're worth? Probably.
The opals. How did you roll? Yeah, you can figure it out. There's 60 gold apiece.
It's amazing that I got out alive when I was down here.
Yeah.
You just happened to go the right way. It was really funny. The way you decided to go, and because I remember we were doing it all without the map too. I was just kind of telling you.
Yeah.
And the way you happened to walk, you just happened to go the
I
right way.
was just following the way the wind blew on the,
Oh, see, that's a
on the
good
fire.
idea. Actually, really good idea. And you're sneaky too. That helps a lot, but not with fire, I guess.
He wasn't sneaky at that time.
We need to get the spell Dark Vision for you. I think a cleric can get it, actually. I don't remember.
Well, I get all of them.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's in the clerk list or in the wizard.
Don't know
I
what
think
level.
it's a second level, third or second. It sucks if it's third though, because
You don't
yeah,
use
and
it that
it's
often.
like a
I don't
it's a
have
second
it.
level wizard. So I'll have to get it.
Yeah, not me.
Alright. Well, through a little bit.
Yeah.
That's not what I expected you guys to do, to be honest, but it was. I thought
It didn't
for
take
sure
too
you would.
long. There's still a tunnel. We should go down that tunnel.
Mm.
I know you don't want to, but I mean, how long did this take us? 15 minutes or some shit?
Whisper knows where that tunnel goes.
Oh, where does it go?
All the way to the fucking coast.
Oh, so there's nothing at the end?
No.
No.
Well, I walked for miles and ended up at the ocean. So and I had to run all the way around the peninsula to get back.
Yeah.
So we'll gather up the dead captain and take him to the fucking ship so the ghosts can eat him up
Yeah, and level up.
That sounds like a plan.
and finish our level up. Yeah.
Cool. Awesome. It was fun.
Yep.
It was a
right,
Frogger.
yes.
It was Adventure with Frogger.
With Frogger.
Mhm.
So do we have availability next weekend?
It's your
I do.
birthday.
It is my birthday.
Yeah.
But,
Friday or Saturday,
I
yeah.
am
Okay.
available.
all right. Well, we can pick the best night.
Yep.
Is that okay, dear?
It's your birthday, babe.
That sounded ominous.
Yes, it did. You better go celebrate your birthday one day and then play D&D the next.
I don't get that big a difference. It's our anniversary too. See where we are.
Yeah.
It's all good. This is our life, right?
And if I know anything about Tiffany,
This is who we are.
Tiffany's always wanted to play D&D on her anniversary.
Totally, you can see it in her face.
That's why I asked for Friday, guys.
That's why you asked for what?
For
Friday.
tonight versus tomorrow.
He doesn't ever ask for things. He asks you guys for things. And then he says, oh, I told the guys we could do this day. Like, that's cool. He acts like he asks shit, but he doesn't really. So, like, don't pretend like it matters.
Too funny.
We're doing the thing.
They're like, are we going to see you for your birthday? We
I'm
stabbed
not
him
concerned.
What
my
day?
I mean, it's
What
not,
day?
it's
Your
not like
birthday's
I
the
don't have
9th,
fun.
right?
The
8th,
8th.
Okay, I can't remember. It was one of
Yeah.
those days. Party time.
Thursday.
It's not like I don't have fun, so I don't really
Well,
care.
that was
2 a.m. every weekend is a little bit hard for me.
I'm sponsoring some kind of event tomorrow that I wasn't told about, and then they asked me to be the lead judge in some talent show tomorrow afternoon. I'm like, I
What?
paid for this. I was sponsoring an event tomorrow in Jackson, and they never confirmed with me until Thursday.
Why would you sponsor an event on our anniversary?
No, I sponsored a vendor table 2 months ago.
Yeah.
And then have been asking board members and volunteers to host it, but I never got a confirmation that they actually got any of my paperwork until yesterday. And they're like, "Oh, well, we want you to be a judge."
But the date
this
was
talent
set
show.
for the 4th the whole time, right?
No, tomorrow's the 3rd, and I never had any intention of
Third,
going
right.
myself. They never confirmed it.
Well, you know, you always end up having to just assume you're going.
That's why I said no.
I'm done.
All right, guys.
I quit this volunteering shit.
We'll see you soon. Have a good weekend.
Bye.
See
Yeah,
ya.
you too.
Talk to you later.
Peace out.
Yep.
Bye bye. I'll stop.